Alright, hey guys, and welcome to the first GC9X stream here. We're gonna play some Wonder Boy and some, other related games. So, let's go. Oh, I forget that the Master System doesn't have a start button, it's just the, first fire button.
Yeah, the start button was actually on the console itself.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. Let's see here, we gotta enter this door.
That was a major bummer if you had, you know, your, I usually, you know, would go sit on the other side of the room, and if you had to pause to get into a menu on some of those games, it was a bummer. So, like this one, actually.
Like in Zillion, too, that one.
Oh, yeah, big time, yeah.
So you actually had to get up. Man, why did they do that?
I think it was
Keep
really
kids from
more...
being morbidly obese like me.
Well, I think it was more because your average, like, Japanese video gamer lives in a kind of a small apartment about the size of an American bedroom.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So
a good point.
They'll probably have the little TV and the game console set up on a desk in front of them or on the floor, and they're sitting in front of it. Like the quintessential example, if you've ever played Retro Game Challenge on DS, that's pretty much what a Japanese game room looks like. Just sitting cross-legged in front of the TV.
Okay, don't
So
want to get
this-
that key, because this game has an annoying habit. Once you pick up the key item to get out of a boss chamber, you just leave. So if I had picked up that key, none of that, all that gold would have just been wasted.
Right, and that is a really bad thing for those of you who haven't played this game. That is a really bad thing to miss even one of those coins. Or
Yeah,
gold
you
bags
need
or whatever.
absolutely every coin you can get a hold of, like, and your primary mode of transport is going to be just jumping all over the place, because there's always gold hidden in, like, nooks and crannies.
Skipping through the fields like a madman.
Okay, I have just enough for these leather boots. Something to note about these stores, I don't think anyone in the thread has mentioned this. If you go in a store twice, I'll actually show this off real quick, and not buy anything, what'll happen here is, let's see. Oh, he's just browsing, and then they close the shop up. You only get 2 chances, at least with these early stores. Later on, if you don't buy anything in the first time you go in there, it just closes. There's nothing you can do.
And
So, boots increase your jumping height and speed, which is really useful, especially for this stage. Really, you only need the leather boots. The other boots are just kind of, they're kind of nice, but yeah, just focus on armor.
that's kind of how it is with the shield, too, right? I mean, or have you found enemies that the more expensive shields protect
What
against
shields
their
will do,
bullets?
I actually noticed, because when I was doing a test stream.
Yeah.
Okay, someone is beyond this wall. I was doing a test stream, and I got up to the final boss, the dragon, and I noticed I had a slightly weaker shield than what I normally would bring to the fight, and I was doing slightly less damage. So it seems to actually increase your damage and also decrease the damage you take. It's kind of weird.
Okay, then I need to start picking those up. I'll have to try that again.
Well, you only really need the first starter shield, I meant, and then you can just wait until you can get the legendary one if you have enough money for it. That's really the biggest problem, is scraping up enough money for armor and the shield. Swords,
Right.
you find those in hidden areas, so, or you get them from bosses. In this case, this one's pretty obvious. In other cases, they don't telegraph this. It's hidden doors and such. And I actually I showed that off a little bit earlier. Actually, was that it said someone behind this wall or something, some Englishy thing. And there are actually hidden doors you could knock on and, like, enter, and there's, like, you get, like, little mini quests for it, so.
I haven't found anything like that in Dragon's Trap, Dragon's Curse, except for you'll find these little blocks where it's a question mark and then a hidden door will appear, but it's nothing like where you just press up on random places.
A couple of the doors do that, like, the very first 2 that are like that, they'll telegraph it for you, like, obviously there's that message, but then the next 2, they'll have, like, an exclamation point that pops up.
Yeah, yeah.
Or a question mark, sorry.
But, yeah.
And the rest of them to give you no hint whatsoever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Although I have found there's one later on where you find a hidden sword, and it's the layout's almost exactly like that cave in the beginning of this level, where it says someone are knocking on door or whatever,
Yeah.
And
I think
I
that might be
spent
the
so much-
second cave, actually. I think that, because there are a couple caves.
Yeah,
Oh,
there is one cave though, and it's a similar location to that guy that gives you the letter to Barbara. And I forget, but yeah, I think it was a sword. There's a boss fight with one of those horrifying, terrifying monsters that just rape you. So, oh wait, am I allowed to say that? I gotta watch it. They beat the crud out of you.
They are extremely mean. And
Murderous, yes. I'll even
nice.
make a joke when I get to this first boss, the second boss that gives you a sword, because I don't know what makes me think of this. You'll see in a minute. I'm not going to spoil it, because it's not a good joke. It's just, it amuses me, so that's all that matters.
I think I'm having problems with, maybe my bitrate's crap, because
Okay, so...
it's not showing it.
Showing
just
what?
keeps Oh, I'm having problems with the video on live stream, I think.
Uh-huh.
You know, I am too. It seems to be a bit laggy sometimes.
Well, in
Yeah,
mine,
there'll be a lot of
pretty much
lag, so if I don't answer a question or it takes me a while, that's because there's just lag, so I'll answer it probably right when I see it, and then, you know. But
Actually, I
speaking
don't
of
even have video, it's just stills.
Oh, weird. Is anybody else having that problem?
Well, I'm getting the video at, like, if I had to guess, probably around 10 frames a second, and sometimes it'll freeze and then just jump forward really fast.
Yeah,
But, you know, it's watchable enough.
Yeah, I should have probably turned down the stream quality. I'll have to keep that in mind for next time. But Xerxes was asking me something. How you get FM synth on the ROMs? You don't have to do anything. If it's built into the ROM itself, it'll auto-select it, because I didn't mess with anything.
It really depends on your emulator, because I know some people play their Master System games on one called Mecha, and you have to specifically enable the FM module on that one.
Yeah, I can see why they would do that. So yeah, this is one of the better armors you can get. There's another armor that's slightly cheaper. That's actually better than this one, I think. I might have that backwards. I might actually be wasting my money when I do that, but...
I'm going to sound kind of dumb for saying this, but I didn't notice that your guy's appearance actually changes when you get the new armors and boots.
Yeah, everything does, actually, which is really nice. Let's see here, I have an idea. I might know why the quality is getting kind of goofy there.
Yes! It's going, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, that was the problem. There's a little preview you can have at the bottom that shows you everything, and I guess that takes up more memory, ironically, to tell you that you don't have enough memory to actually run the stream at a good clip, so that might be why. So again, this is something that'll be ironed out. I hope to do this every so often for the game club, so especially with games like this that are really easy and accessible. Well, not easy, but you know what I mean. Easy to get up.
In a matter of
play.
speaking,
No,
like
this
easier than Wasteland.
Thanks for gold. Oh wait, wasn't there one on the jumping one, or the moving platform?
There might have been, yeah. There's there's money bags all over this place. I guess Scrooge McDuck's spin around or something. Oh, Mr. Moneybags. But yeah, almost all these platforms I think have gold on them, so thank you for reminding me. Because there's still a lot of hidden gold I have not found, because there's just that much. Like I said, I guess Scrooge McDuck's just hiding it because he doesn't want anybody to steal it.
I was watching a video of the arcade one. There's even more, like, hidden gold places, but looks like you almost get less, and enemies take more damage in the arcade one, at least on the default settings.
Yeah. Of course, there might be dip switch settings to change that. Arcade games seem to have a lot more like that.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
heavy armor is better than knight armor. I really hope it is, because I just bought some, so... if I suck at this game, I'm going to blame the actual stream itself, because that does seem to introduce input lag for some reason. So.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
Also,
like
performance pressure, so performance
perfectly
anxiety.
Yeah.
So here's a total, here's something that you may not notice your first time through the game. I didn't. It's a hidden door here. Someone in the previous hidden door that I went through, the guy says, oh, here, give this letter to Catherine, and he says she's in this town of Borobaru or something. And here she is, so she's going to give me a flute, and I need to take this to Pororo Island, which won't be for much later in the game.
Well, it's kind of cool that there's a couple of hidden... I mean, it is cool how they have these hidden item subquests, and they really weren't... Well, this game's from '88, right?
Yeah, somewhere.
87, 86, I think the copyright said.
Oh, okay, interesting.
87, yeah, I think it might have been, but yeah.
So this game is as old as I am.
Oh, crap. I actually missed an opportunity to get some gold there. Because you can enter some bosses' doors twice. This is a case of that. So I just missed out on some gold. I might not need it, though. It might not be that big a deal. I will say this, I don't see myself beating this on the stream. The last night I tried to play it, I actually used a save state at the final dungeon, And I was able to get up to the dragon, but he just annihilates me, so...
Now, have you found a way to switch through the different magics?
No, I haven't. I don't know if it's just...
You can do that in the arcade game, though.
If there's a way,
Which
I
would
don't
be
know how.
really
I'm hitting start and I'm looking at everything, so I don't know. So is the stream running better for you guys now that I did that?
It is. It is definitely.
Okay,
Frame
so...
rate hasn't improved on my end, but it's definitely not freezing up anymore.
So that must be
Yeah, I'm not
why, is that
getting
little
the
preview
slideshow.
thing, ironically, it's supposed to tell you, how much performance or, you know...
Yeah, like the little thumbnail and the stats and stuff.
Yeah, and it was probably the thumbnail. You know, basically it has to render it to screen twice, so that's probably why. Okay, let's hope I can get that last little gold coin, and it disappeared, didn't it? Nope, got it. Okay. Tornadoes aren't bad. I really wish you could switch magic because some of them are much, much better.
Thunder.
Or wait,
Except right here, it's
Nameless
more
is
like
trying to tell me
Castlevania
something here.
sub-weapons, right?
Holding down and hitting something.
Oh, you
will
were
change the
saying
magic?
It seems like the magic in this is a bit like the Castlevania sub-weapons.
Yeah, you
in
hit
that
down instead of up, though, or up attack. You
Yeah.
just hit down. You can't crouch on this
It's
game,
like
so...
you can play through all of Castlevania with the holy water and the boomerang, but it's a huge setback if you accidentally pick up the dagger.
And Snarbu got an oven mitt, which doubles your attack power.
Yes. It means the monsters don't burn you when you touch them, so you deal more damage.
I don't know.
It's actually, it's supposed to be a gauntlet, but he's right. It looks like an oven mitt or a catcher's mitt or something, because, you know, it's so low res. Ow.
But I could make a joke about Paula Deen here.
More butter.
Yeah, what are those yellow things? The low point value items. They look like either a carton of milk or
I don't know, like,
stick of butter.
the
They
manual
might
will
be
actually
like,
tell you, but I don't know what it is. The
If I had to
European
guess,
manual
they're probably
did, anyway.
like wooden talismans or something.
Yeah, it kind of looks like one.
One's a
It's just-
necklace, one, there's a crown, there's something else, too. Now, these Budmen, they're hard to hit, but if you can, they generally give you
usually
something
do.
good. They usually give you money or something. In this case, they give me bombs, which are kind of useless, but it'll work.
They're useful against them, it looks like.
There we go. Ah, here we got the wing boots, which allow me to hover, which isn't going to be very useful, but... Alright, here's another hidden door. We have Magilla Gorilla! He's killing again, folks. Well, he would be if he was hitting me. This actually shows off a little quirk of the boss AI. If you can actually just hit them, some of them, right away, they don't get an opening to attack at all, so... Yeah, I just stabbed him to death, so...
So you're
And he gave me a
resetting your
sword.
pattern.
Yeah, pretty much.
I would say that reeks of amateurish programming, but, you know, that might have actually been intentional.
Yeah, it could have been. I don't know. I think this is a shop right here, and I don't think I can afford anything in it. And then as soon as I go in, he's going to be like, "Oh, you're just browsing," and shut up shop. So, yeah.
Alright,
Oh,
you can
wait,
go
no,
back
actually, he's
to
nice
it.
enough to actually let me buy something twice, but I need the gold for the next area. This is another quest they don't tell you about, but...
You know, is there any game with a bat in it that doesn't suck to fight?
Not that I'm aware of. That's like the universal asshole enemy in a game is like skeletons, bats, spiders.
Honestly, there's only one game that I can think of where bats are a good thing, and that would be Wario Land 4, in which you actually have to get hit by a bat because it turns Wario into one, and then you can fly everywhere.
Okay, so right there, that guy just gave me a love letter to his girlfriend who's in the pyramid. I don't know how you're supposed to know to do that. They tell you in the manual to always buy the 2 most expensive drinks from all the bartenders in the game. So I assume that was a subtle hint. So like, if you were playing, you know, the first few times, you'd probably do that and then get that quest. So, oh hey,
I only found that because you know I needed the help at the
Ow,
time.
I hate these bats so much. Oh.
Jeez.
This is the only boss fight for this. Oh wait, no, that's not right. That's not true. There was the mini boss with the gorilla. So I think it's a Yeti or something in the manual. Something amusing about the European manual is that there's so many typos in it. Like, the ghosts are called like goths or something, you know, minus the H. It's pretty bad.
This isn't really related to anything, but apparently in Texas it is now legal to hunt Bigfoot.
Good
As
luck
in
with
hunt
that.
and kill.
Good luck with that.
There's not a lot of woods here for him
Bigfoot,
to
yeah.
hide in, so that's kind of a surprise.
Well, he might be living among us, you know, he could be an urban Yeti.
Nice name drop there.
Oh, not goths. Sorry, Nameless. I was saying goths or something because
Goths.
there's, I don't know. It's just it has so many typos. Some of it's obviously like a translation error. Like the Kraken is called a Karakin or something. You know, like obvious. What is the term? Just they translated it pretty literally there.
Romaji.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it might have been translated by Sega themselves, though, is the thing, because it said the manual was made in at Sega Japan or something. Pressing up does nothing, Nameless, if you're not at a door. It's literally only to enter doors. Okay, there's a magic shop here.
Yes, the snails.
I love these. Okay, so the magic shop, this is something that amuses me. They have like a stoned alligator as the shopkeeper, which totally makes sense when you think about it. That just seems like the kind of person that would run a magic shop.
A stoned alligator with a feathered cap. Or is that a yarmulke? I don't know.
So we got these. We got a bunch of hidden gold here. Cal was telling me there's another spot with hidden gold, like here somewhere. Okay, hit these asshole plants. Let's see if I can get it to fire first. Hate these things. For some stupid reason, the way their mouths look, it reminds me of, oh, there was some gold here. This is where it was. Their mouths remind me of Garfield for some reason, as in the big fat orange cat, and I don't know why. It's, oh wow, there's a crap ton of gold here. What the hell?
Yeah.
And he's gonna kill me though.
Jeez,
and that's coming from a Garfield fan.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. We gotta get to this.
I hate that mouse. I hate those mice.
Yeah, they're terrible. Like,
because you hit the things and sorry, I just stopped myself. You hit them and then they bounce towards you. I can't stand
yeah,
that.
I know, it's awful.
It's like you have to stab them twice, move back, stab them. You know, they're gonna run away and
okay, so
they take a ton of hits.
Since I gave her the letter, she gave me the answer to the Sphinx's riddles, because knowing Sphinxes, they love to like tell stupid riddles for some reason.
Okay, he likes green diamonds, so it's probably something about baseball.
Yeah, probably. It's a different answer every time, even if it's like the same 3 questions you saw before, like are same answers. Like there was one, it's like he took a ride he didn't forget, and I thought it was Afterburner, but apparently it was not. It was one of those other games, because then I had to fight him.
Like Hang On or something?
Yeah, probably. I kind of think that was kind of funny, because it's like a Sega reference.
The Afterburner one.
References.
The Afterburner one is the. The question for, or the hint for Afterburner is he looked like he was dizzy.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You lose life, okay? Okay. Question. How do I stay in shape? Jogging, embroidery, baseball. Wonderful, you killed me. I love how he says he's like happy that you killed him. Maybe he was suicidal and just been in that pyramid for like a century or something.
Like he's been cursed or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just how Sphinxes roll. Like if you answer the riddle, they just kill themselves. They commit spooku. I don't know. I couldn't answer that for you. Ow.
What I have to wonder is how does the bartender know the answer already? Because she's not dead. So
Bob was just asking. Yeah, the bartender in the pyramid tells you, but first you have to have Jack's letter to her, so, or whatever his name was.
I mean, just logically speaking, why does the bartender know what the Sphinx is going to ask?
Well, she's been in there forever. I'm sure the Sphinx has told her or something. Okay. I don't want any boots. I don't need boots.
Okay.
I almost have enough to afford the best armor in the game. Almost. Hard armor. Okay. I don't think I'll buy that. I'll save it up for the next best armor. What's in here?
Jeez, how many hits does that mouse just take? Like 8?
They take 3. And these ones respawn very quickly. So if you have a crappy sword like I do, they're just going to steamroll you. Okay, what's in here? Okay, healing. I don't need that right now, so.
Okay, so it's just that you can't damage them while they're stunned.
Yeah, pretty much. All the enemies in this game are like that. I don't know if it works like that in the other versions, but it does in this one.
That. I was actually just playing Winback on the PS2, and the bosses do that too.
Alright, so we're about to get...
Like, even though it's a realistic game with cover mechanics and all that, the enemies will take damage and then start blinking until you can hit them again.
It just kind of sucks when the enemies have the protection you don't, or they can cheat but you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
And
seems
that's
to be
kind of this case here.
that seems to be one of the game designer's favorite things to do, is to piss you off by making the AI cheat. Oh, didn't want to skip that. I just like showing off the messages, you know, since for those who haven't played. But he basically says, "Go to the west and hop on a cloud." What he means is like jump on the floating brick that appeared out of nowhere. So
Another one of those.
now, this section is entirely optional. You do not have to go through here. You can just fall and get to the next area. But if you do, well,
You're
gonna-
screwed because you don't get the gold.
exactly. Now, I hope I can show this off. Here's something funny. They actually modeled terminal velocity in this game. Let me see if I can
Oh
get this
yes!
ghost.
I love this. This is so awesome.
Let's see if it does it.
Oh.
Yes!
Oh.
There it goes. Oh god, and the ghost respawned.
Well, I don't quite see that yet.
There's
Oh,
probably a bit of lag.
yes.
I don't know why they would do that. I don't know if it was a bug, like it was some sort of rounding error, but that is just the coolest thing.
It could be the variable is like underflowing repeatedly.
Could be. Bob was asking
they
if I could
probably-
play
they
another
probably
version
don't
of this
have
to
a sign.
compare. Probably not for this stream because it would require setting this up. I want to have this be no muss, no fuss. I don't want you to see my desktop or me messing around or anything. Not that it's a bad desktop. I'm in its Machinarium, so if you like that, then there you go.
Yeah.
That is a possibility. Nameless was saying maybe they thought it was funny, you know, seeing that, you know, like the items just having terminal velocity. Yeah. If I saw that in my own game, I wouldn't fix it. I'd make it
Yeah.
intentional. I'd, you know, make it an actual feature. He just
So
goes
like
so
the
much.
juggling in Devil May Cry.
Yeah, pretty much.
Although that one wasn't actually in Devil May Cry, it was in Onimusha first. Random video game trivia.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the reason there's juggling in Devil May Cry is because there was a bug in the programming in Onimusha, and they decided they wanted to keep it on for something. They thought it was cool.
Now, what is it? Didn't that start off as like a Resident Evil game or something? Is the other rumor
Yeah.
I've heard about?
Devil May Cry was originally supposed to be Resident Evil 4, but they decided that although the castle setting was nice, they decided that the gameplay wasn't shaping up with the usual fixed camera stuff, so they threw it out.
Now, here's something I didn't point out. These blue ghosts, they apparently are invincible, or they seem that way, but the manual lists the score for them, and it's like ridiculous. It's like 10,000 points or something. Like, I don't know if you can kill them or not. I couldn't tell you, but
I tried different magic. I didn't do the Thunderbolt though.
that might
So
do
maybe.
it. Give this charm to the great catfish. So we found this old goat wizard dude in this castle, and he's gonna give me this trinket to give to a catfish for some reason. Like, I think this is really neat that they have this hidden quest line in here that'll help you defeat
Oh,
the dragon.
Xerxes has killed him in the Bakuriman version. So
So maybe
maybe
it's
this
only
is-
in other versions, maybe not in this one. What did you do,
'Cause this one's just
Xerxes, to
evil
kill
and
him?
hates us.
Yeah. What did you do exactly to kill the blue ghosts? Because I haven't managed it, and I haven't tried because it just, you know, would probably take forever, and I'd probably die from the time running out. Oh,
never
if I
give
can
up.
get up
never
there.
surrender.
I
He just
smacked
hit
it
it
with
with
my
a sword.
sword
He
several
killed it with his
times. Yeah, figures. See if I can get up there. No, I might need better boots. There's some coins up here, but it shouldn't be a big deal. Oh wait, I can fight the boss again though, so. Get some fireballs. I don't know if this was an oversight or not, but I'm gonna abuse this since, you know, this guy drops a lot of money. A nice little touch they did though with this is that the money bags don't bounce around, so the coins will, but as you'll notice, these just plop around. Actually, wow, they must have intended that because there's no key anymore, just full health heart. And then I should get a perfect round bonus now if that stupid ghost hadn't hit me. Oh god! Ah! Ah! It's a lot of points. A lot of points. Okay.
So yeah, someone, Joestar, you said the Bikuriman world, that's the Japanese version of this game?
That's the
Yeah,
TurboGrafx version.
Xerxes was saying he was playing that, but yeah, they took an anime. Basically, they took an anime license and applied it to that, so they could get around the licensing.
Well, it's kind of weird. I just looked up Bikuriman on Wikipedia, and apparently Bikuriman was a waffle peanut and chocolate snack that they made an anime out of, because apparently they used to come with trading cards with characters on them.
Yeah, and they had a comic too. It's there's this little kids comic magazine called Koro Koro, and it's like for basically little kids and the mentally retarded, but they that's also where, if I remember correctly, they had the Super Mario manga was in that also. But they had a series in there, and yeah, there was something where you take these stickers that you got in the packs and you would play some kind of tag game where like you would have, it was almost kind of like I'm trying to think, not quite like Magic, but like you'd have a certain power. Yeah, or something like that, where you'd get like, let's say I got a really good sticker, and then you got a better sticker, then if you tagged me, then you'd be out, or I mean, then I'd be out, or something like that.
Okay,
Seems kind of counterproductive, though.
Something I just showed off that people in the chat have noticed is that the wizard here is called Mr. Wizard.
Yeah.
So that man has come or fallen a long way since his days on public access television.
I love that show.
I actually saw him on Nickelodeon. I don't know where he
Hey,
originally appeared.
Mr. Wizard, rest in peace.
Don Herbert.
Yeah, I used to watch like his second TV show that was on Nickelodeon in the mornings on Saturdays.
Yes, that's what I watched. But he had been around for a very long time, from what I understand. Like, wasn't he since the 70s or so?
He'd been on TV since the 50s, actually.
Oh, wow, jeez.
In fact, if you ever see, like, a TV show that's got some silly science show parody on it, and he's talking to a kid named Timmy, that's actually based on his original TV show, Watch Mr. Wizard, where there was always a Timmy with him to assist him with the lab work.
That's kind of unusual, huh? Okay, let's see if
So
I
did
can...
he just, like, hire kids named Timmy, or did he, like, clone them? Was it the same?
Well, he's a wizard, so, and a mister, so...
Yeah, it would seem to me that it was
The
a different
necromancer.
kid for every season, but he would always be called Timmy on camera.
I don't know. I guess that was to keep kids from getting confused, but still.
Maybe,
Yeah.
Maybe they were just that
imagine
many
it would've
Timmys.
been.
Maybe that was part of the hiring process or whatever, the, you know, the auditioning process is like, is your name Timmy? Then you get on this show.
It was like the old Life cereal commercials with the Mikey in
Oh, that's true.
And I seem to recall there was a fair bit of controversy. I'm sorry if we're getting a bit off topic here. There's
No, that's cool.
a bit of controversy when, like, after the turn of the millennium, Life Cereal actually announced that the next cereal box Mikey was a girl. I don't know why. Some people didn't like that.
Girl couldn't be called Mikey. I don't see what the big deal is.
Affirmative action. Eating away at the foundation of our country and what made it great.
Yeah. But
Segregation or gentrification and sexism.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Anyway, slightly back on the thing about Bikuriman and all the licensed video games.
Oh wait, now
stuff,
I can't get the best armor yet. Crap, because that's like 540. Oh, well, I got a better shield.
apparently
Ow.
these Bikuriman games weren't just Wonder Boy sequels or whatever. There was actually one on the Game Boy that was based on the Super Bikuriman license, but I have no idea what it even has to do with it, because it actually stars a trio of magical girls fighting through a castle.
Huh.
The music in it is kind of good, but it's a really glitchy game, and like at some point I think this is supposed to be like you're supposed to find a light source or something, but there's a whole level that plays it like half brightness.
Okay, now this
Or-
part has a kind of a dick move.
And then you highlight stuff with like your flashlight or something, or well, light source, I suppose.
I don't know. I'm wondering if there's like a torch button or something I'm supposed to press, but given that the game is obviously in Japanese, I was never able to figure that out.
There's a quiz game too, like after after Bikuriman World came out. There's some quiz game where, and that was the only other one that I can think of on the PC Engine.
Okay.
It had like some really screwed up music. That's the only reason I know about it.
Okay, now this boss right here gives me the best sword in the game. Now, there's a trick with fighting him. I'm not going to play his little games. I'm just going to stab the crap out of his shins until he dies. And there he didn't win, so... You're supposed to like walk between his flames. No, I'm just going to stab you. That's what I'm going to do.
Nice.
Because that's what Wonder Boy does. That's how he rolls.
And so you get the legendary sword out of it.
Yep. I think that is the best sword in the game. If it's not the best sword, it's the second best.
I hate those kinds of platforms, by the way. The kind of sink a little when you jump on them.
Yeah, I'm just glad that they're not the ones that either hurt you when you touch them from the wrong angle, or there's actually some of those in. Well, you're not supposed to jump on them, but there's some of those in Dragon's Trap. So.
Oh my God, really? I hate when they do that. Of course, this...
like in some of them, there's you have these guys bum rushing you, and then you have to run through a gauntlet of them moving up and down. If you just graze them, they'll send you backwards, or if you're between the blocks, they'll bounce you between the two.
No, there's actually a trick with this guy. I'm trying to show it off. You just jump basically all over the place. Ow, he might kill me, actually. That would be... Oh, nope, he didn't. Yes! Because the first time I fought him, I just walked into this door, and I'm like, oh, there's a pig dude in here, and he shot me, and I died. And I didn't have any revives.
Porcine Joe Musashi, perhaps? Is that how you say that? Porcine? Or the porcine? I don't know.
Porcine,
I think
yes.
it's porcine. I don't know.
Actually, I don't know. It might be porcine or porcine. I always thought it was porcine or something. Let's see here. Now, if you saw me earlier avoiding those Grim Reaper ghosts, some of those are actually what I call robber ghosts. They steal your money when they hit you and do damage, so...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh, that's evil.
You'll hear like a coin noise, and then you'll notice you lose like 5 coins or something.
So it's not a lot, but it's enough to make a difference.
It's enough to tick you off, yes.
Well, that's nice. They put that spring in the lava for you.
Yeah, all of, like, this whole area just has springs at the bottom if you fall in the lava, which I probably will keep doing, so...
See, that's something that never caught on. That should have been in more games, because...
No.
It's either that or they do the Mario 64 thing and have the sheer pain of your buttocks being burned propelling you back up.
Man, let's see.
See, I was glad that they put that in Super Mario 64, because it always kind of disturbed me to think what happened to Mario when he fell in the lava.
Oh, there was a secret door there? Huh. In the middle snake platform that you missed? Okay. I'll have to keep that in mind next time. I wonder what's in there, because, must not be very important, because I've gotten to the final boss before with, no problems.
It might be important in that you haven't managed to beat said final boss yet without it.
No, I've beaten him, but... Oh, God, that was such a pain.
Where is the catfish?
He's in the next area after I beat this boss, and it's Magilla Gorilla again, only he has a palette swap, so... I guess
So
Yeti,
he's
maybe not a gorilla, a chimp, I don't know, but I still like to think he's the,
he's the Ken
Magilla
to
Gorilla.
Magilla's Ryu. And in the sequel, he'd get an enhanced Dragon Punch, while the other one...
Actually, I should mention that why I call him Magilla Gorilla. It's mostly because I'm just a huge fan of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, so... And I'm a huge nerd, too, so that helps.
Well, that and it's funny.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the idea that he's like this vicious killer in another world.
Well, okay,
so.
if that's the case, one of them could be Magilla, the other one could be Grape Ape.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Thank you.
See, I stole it because I've got psychic powers like we were talking about.
Oh yeah, those psychic powers.
Yeah, the evil ones.
So kind of like Carrie then.
Yeah, or Scanners. But that's
it's
Canadian,
Scanners.
so
Oh
that
god.
sucks.
If you can do like in Scanners, I want you to make Hideo Kojima's head explode.
It'll
Okay,
happen
this might
someday.
screw me
He's
over.
gonna.
No.
Well, I was gonna say he's gonna get so full of something that it's gonna just
Oh,
cause
I
him to
didn't.
explode
I
naturally.
skipped over. He basically is giving me a trinket I can turn in at somewhere to get like a much better item. Now, this part with the octopuses here, octopuses always drop really great things. The problem is,
Okay.
they put them in such a spot that if you don't hit them in the right time, the item will drop in between the bricks and you can't go down there for whatever reason. I don't know
Oh,
why.
that sucks. Those things have a real weird hitbox too. Like you have to hit them like in the.
You have to hit them while they're
blowhole.
jumping.
Yeah, yeah.
And they keep giving me gauntlets, which I'm not going to look at Gift Force in the mouth, so...
Those whirlwinds are really good against the. What do you call it?
The Mudmen, yeah.
Yeah.
A few other
yeah.
bosses, or a few other enemies. Anything that's
And
on the
they're basically
ground.
God tier in the next game.
Really? Huh. I actually
keep
haven't gotten
thinking-
that far in Monster Trap. I am going to start that one up after this one if I can beat this one. Well, even if I
Yeah, it'd
don't,
be
I'll
awesome
still
if you
do
could
that
beat this
since...
one.
It would be really nice. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably just going to save state at the final dungeon and then, see if I can just win that way. I know that's cheating, but I already beat him,
Well,
so...
this isn't really official GC9X, is it? It's more of
No,
a
yeah, this
recap.
is a side thing. It's just a stream.
Well, that and when the game itself is cheating to screw you over than...
I like to think of it as evening the odds, much like any game
exactly.
that has no continues or password system.
Oh, okay, so you fall in the lava pit. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, the only way you'd know that, and it's really stupid, is that you would try going over to the left edge of the right edge of the screen, and then you wouldn't, you know, you'd be stuck and figure, oh, I can't get through here, so I'm just going to kill myself, and then it's like, oh, the lava actually is, you know, where I was supposed to go, which makes no sense, but, you know what, whatever. That's just how Wonder Boy rolls. Or, really, the dragon, it's the dragon's fault, he's such an asshole.
Which reminds me, Monster World 4 is really no better about the whole where the hell do I go thing. Because I was trying to play around with that earlier today, and
You have to be very careful here and not go into the armor shop.
I got the courage crystal thing that you're supposed to use to get into the Tower of Silence, but you keep going right, and eventually you just can't go to the right. Oh, hey,
ceramic boots.
Apparently you're supposed to use the courage crystal somewhere, but there's no clear place where you're supposed to use it.
I think
and
this is the boss
gives you it just gives you a description message every time you try to use it.
Mike just said, "Hey, save state here."
Yeah, I will save state here pretty soon, but I'm going to take the ruby. Actually, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that since I need the best armor. Might as well save it outside of the castle. Because I need the ruby because I already know the path through the dungeon because I, you know, mapped it out. And I don't want to make any mistakes because you can only go in these stores once. And if you don't have the money for it, then you just get screwed over. I can get almost all of the best equipment here except maybe the boots. But that's not a big deal. I just got ceramic boots. That's the second best.
Wasn't that the robot from Alien Storm?
Yeah, it looks like him.
No.
Actually, no.
It was just a knight. It does look like him, though. Okay, I'm gonna heal up at the hospital. This actually gives you points. I actually recommend using the hospital even if it's a little pricey if you're really low on health because you get points from it, so there's a good chance you might, you know. Okay, tornadoes. I'll get some fireballs because I am gonna probably need those for the boss. And I have just enough. Okay, Armor of Legend. Here you go. What's in here? Yeah, I'll get some ale. Or rather, mead, rather. Now. Yeah, not going to get a perfect bonus. Really, I'm at the end of the game, so it doesn't matter. I've got all the best stuff that I can get. Now I will save at the final dungeon. Now, I can get through this probably without croaking, I hope. As soon as I say that, obviously. Let's see, save state. Hate to do that, it's kind of unprofessional, but whatever. Oh wait, I don't need to kill anything in here because money's useless at this point. There's no more shops, there's nothing. I only recommend attacking enemies if they're in your way. And you know, you have to get past them. Or if they drop really good items like the Mudmen, they always drop good stuff, so. Hey wait, are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, just making sure because calls sometimes just drop out.
You seem to be on a roll with your little monologue there.
Well, I was just gonna say, yeah, I was just gonna say, there's no money here. Just kill only what gets in your way, and then just get through it as fast as you can, because that clock is just gonna tick down and kill you. That's what got me killed like the most, was having to restart it over and over and over again. And yeah.
So wait, there's a clock?
Yeah, it's a holdover from the arcade version. You have an hourglass up there. If that ticks down, it takes off one full heart, regardless of how much armor you have.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it just did that. Well, on my video. I think
yeah, there's a little bit of lag, but Xerxes was mentioning the music in this. This music is really, really good, and I think it appears in the entire Wonder Boy series from this point on, except maybe Monster Lair. Okay, did I go the right way? Yeah, I must have. I hope so.
I'm starting to get a real Goonies 2 vibe out of this.
Yeah, I have to agree with Feynman in the chat. Yeah, this is absolutely a holdover from the arcade version. This is just meant to suck the quarters right out of your pocket. Or, like, you have to have friends and keep notes. Like, it might have been...
It feeds on your tears and your quarters.
Yes, pretty much.
It's like a Japanese arcade that has Tower of Jiraga. There'd be a public access notebook for anybody that dares to play the game, that you're encouraged to keep notes of anything you find out.
Man, I did this my first try. The last time I streamed this, what happened is I kept falling down in the pit. Now, hopefully, if I didn't forget which path I was taking, or if I don't, I won't have to do that again. And I'm not save stating again because, you know, I want to do this as close to the hardcore way as possible, so.
Yeah. Just as a random thought, Game Center CX would be an awful lot different if Arino was allowed to use save states.
Well, he'll use pretty much anything that the game will legally allow, which I agree with.
Yeah, cheat codes, passwords.
Yeah.
Making his friend play for him.
Yes, exactly. I think that's a nice touch because that recreates the exact sort of experience you would have had. Okay, do I fall all the way down or do I go to the right? Okay, I go to the right on this one, then I fall all the way down.
I would ask why there isn't an American equivalent of Game Center CX, but then I remember that American TV kind of sucks, and they'd find some way to screw it up.
Okay, now these guys, you want to kill the crabs. They always drop good stuff, and he dropped thunder flashes. So.
And that's true, and that's sad. It's just with all the reality shows out there, you know, that'd be a hell of a lot better than what they're giving Whitney Houston's family a show, and
I'm
for the Kardashians or.
Like that Japanese game show that YouTube made popular that they called it Human Tetris.
Oh,
They made the American version of that for the Fox reality channel. They called it Hole in the Wall. The hosts are like way too enthusiastic. The female co-host is like scary, like actually scary to look at. And yeah, it seems like they're just picking the contestants in the most unbalanced way possible to be assholes about it, as opposed to for humor value. So, yeah, that's why I don't have any faith whatsoever in if they decided to make an American Game Center CX.
Plus, you know, they'd be playing classic games like Gears of War.
Doing it the old school way by looking up all the solutions on game FAQs.
Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, or like Warcraft 3.
Okay, so wait, I can't pause now, so no save states for me. Okay, now since I have the ruby, you should only take 2 or 3 hits in this form. The next form, well, oh man, I hate that form so much. Oh wait, I'm gonna have to use up my tornadoes because they're useless against him. Okay, I'm gonna need to save those thunder flashes for his Mecha Dragon form, which is. Wait, he's actually taking more damage this time. That's weird. Yeah, Feynman pointed that out. I love how politely he just knocks on the door, like, before he enters any room. Doesn't matter if there's a boss on the other side. He will knock on the door. Oh, God. I hate this dragon. Ah! Ow. If I die, I will load the save state. I will do this at least one more time, and then if I die then yeah. I'm done. Because I hate this thing. I hate its stupid pattern. It has one. It's doable. It's just hate him so much. Ah. Ow. It's the timing. It's not so much dodging the fireballs as Feynman as mentioned, is that there's a pattern to it. I know the pattern. It's just timing it so that. Okay, there we go. Maybe we can. Oh God. I might be able to do this. I have the best armor, so. Oh man, can I do this? Oh, come on. That would be perfect. Ow. That shield is really helping. Like, having just the best everything in the game helps.
You know what?
Yes! Yes! Screw you, and here's the awesome game over text. This is what you get for beating the game. This is it.
We never knew.
The thing in Castlevania Symphony of the Night where you actually start, like, the first level is the ending of Dracula X. It just occurred to me that this and Dragon's Curse did that way before that was even a thing. Because doesn't Dragon's Curse actually start you on this very boss fight?
Yes, but it doesn't. The background isn't cool because
it's just black. Yeah, there's no like
black. Although the Turbo has a background, I can't remember what it was though.
So, but on to monsters.
Remember the machine room background thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my favorite part of any game. Just watching that score count down. Take a break.
Yeah, Mecha Dragon looks like a mix between Mecha Godzilla and Gigan because he's got the big like red eye and the spike coming out of his head. So.
Yeah, he does. Now, was Gigan the one with the saw blade in his chest, or?
Yeah, it was the saw blade, and he had like a beak and 2 claw hands. So long.
So long, and thanks for all the fish. probably one of the best parts of that movie adaptation, I will say. You know, it's funny though. I actually only saw the movie for Douglas Adams. What is it? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I need to read the books, but yeah.
The movie was excellent, although I haven't read the books.
Wait, is there anything else after this? Oh, just start button takes you back to the main menu. So off to Dragon's Trap. I'm gonna start this one over from the beginning, just because it's more interesting, and 2, I actually haven't gotten that far, so. Okay, so title screen, just push start. I actually have a password, but again, new game. So we've upgraded the creature country to a creature continent. So Fantastic Lad has to defeat the evil Space Wyvern. We are now playing Fantastic Lad in Wyvern's Gambit. And these snakes are still just as brain dead as they were in the original game. This game is just such a huge improvement already. Like, okay, there's only FM music, or there's only I forget what the music is called. The just whatever the tin ears.
SN something.
Yeah, the SN. There's only the SN music, but even without that, the music in this is still really good. So I don't think I guess the American version just didn't have the FN built in. I guess they stopped doing that because I don't think the American SMS ever had the thingy built into it.
No, look, I don't think even the Master System 2 had the FM module in it.
Did someone just message me? Or was that Muteki, maybe? I can't check, so I'm going to...
Muteki is just now online on IRC, so it could be.
Yeah,
okay.
He just joined. Yeah.
Okay, Muteki, if you're watching the stream, I can't check Skype right now, but okay, since Weasel's the call host, if Muteki wants in, please add him, since, you know...
Well, I mean,
it was Nameless Fragger that was messaging me, so, okay. What did you want, Nameless? Oh, crap, I just realized I went the wrong way. Ow. Thankfully, you're basically invincible for this part. I admit I'm not paying a lot of attention for that reason, so...
Yeah,
okay, here's something.
You get 8 heart containers to start with, and you take, like, half a pixel worth of heart every time you take damage.
I have all the best equipment, so, and you'll note that I am the Q-Man right now. Okay, how do you exit out of here?
That is a very important thing, that you're the man right now.
There's something that really bothers me is that the button prompts are backwards, in my opinion. And, well, you'll see. Oh, hey, I went the right way because there's skeletons here. But, something that bothers me is that the button prompts for entering menus and buying stuff seems backwards to me. It's button 2, I think, to buy stuff, and, okay, yeah, here we go, the dragon. It's button 2 to buy stuff and select things in menus. It's button 1 to go back. It seems like it should be the opposite, but that's just me, so I don't know.
Human and the masters of the universe.
And so Tenga just made a reference to, what is it, Adventure Time in the
Adventure
chat.
Time, yeah.
Which, you know, I was going to bring that up. Something about Adventure Time really reminds me of Wonder Boy. I don't know what it is. It just does. I can't explain it to you. I guess maybe they played some when they were kids. I don't know. Although, given how popular the SMS is, I'm going to say probably not. Okay, now this part's kind of mean because...
Although that'll give you one hell of a lot of hipster cred.
And I missed the gold coins. But I'm a dragon now, and I can breathe fire at people, so I can smite them with my fire breath, and that's actually literally all that this form is good for. It is literally a dragon's curse, so...
That and, it's again, you can survive in lava, but there's the dragon armor later on that does the same thing, and you're not weak.
Okay, yeah, okay, I got a key. Something that's a little bit different from the previous game, you have to hold up for a while before you'll enter a door. Before it's just, you know, Tom Tom or what is his name, something, Bakli Temjin. He will politely knock on the door. He'll just let everybody know he's there. All the monsters like, hey guys, I know you're behind that door, but I need to come in. Do you have some sugar or something? And he was like, no, we're going to kill you.
I don't think it's quite like that in the TurboGrafx version. I don't think you have to hold the button down for very long.
Okay, so...
Like, it does seem like you have to hold it down, just not as long.
Actually doing slightly better in this part than I was the first time I played this, because the ceiling tiles just kept crushing me. Which, you know what, this kind of reminds me of, okay, this part reminds me right here of Castlevania 3, with the Tetris block thing going on here. But the
Yeah.
actual falling ceiling blocks actually reminds me more of Cave Story. Okay, does Muteki want into the call? I don't know. He's not.
You know what
saying
also reminds me of
anything,
He
Cave
says he just wants to get some things set up. I told him to let me know when he's done, and I'll pull him in the call.
Okay, so what were you saying, Jojo?
Oh, I was just saying, you know what else reminds me of a Cave Story?
What?
Fez, because it ripped it off.
Yeah.
Well,
It'd be
depending
kinda-
on who you ask, every indie game is a Cave Story ripoff.
You know, there are
That's
actually this series of games that are basically a huge love letter to Cave Story that I absolutely love, and it's the Momodora games. Like the first one's more straightforward. It's basically kind of like an arcade game, but the second one and the demo for the third is more like you know, like Symphony of the Night, Metroid, those sort of games, and they're really good. So if you like Cave Story, I recommend those games.
You know, speaking of Cave Story ripoffs, I wonder when The Underside is coming out, because I actually legitimately thought that was a cool-looking game.
Yeah, that does look really cool. I don't know when that's coming out.
It's like, it's the graphical style of Cave Story with maybe a few tiles borrowed here
Okay,
and
so
there.
just rocking out to the music, but
with the quirkiness of Earthbound, and you know, a lot of people seem to think nowadays that Earthbound is way more hyped than it's worth, but I'll admit that I'm kind of a fan of it. Hate the battle system, love the quirkiness.
you know, I still need to give that a try. I gotta admit that the hype behind the Earthbound games kind of is a turnoff to me. That I'm weird about things like if they're really overhyped or I feel they are. I'm kind of hesitant to try them. I mean, I'm sure that it's a good game, but another issue is I don't really like JRPGs all that much. I really don't.
Well, here's what I'll say about that. All I ask is that you give it a chance.
I will. I definitely will. I mean, I'm
It's-
open for anything like that.
I mean, I'm not gonna try and paint your opinion one way or another about whether it's the best game ever made or the worst Dragon Quest clone ever, like some people on the forum who shall remain nameless, but not actually nameless.
Who's in the chat? And everybody here's talking about Voltage Fighter Gao Kaiser because me and Satanga were playing that in MAME Hub. That's actually a pretty decent little fighter from SNK, and it seems like a love letter to like 90s anime and like just anything really, like Kamen Rider, that sort of stuff. So if you're looking for a very anime-esque fighter that isn't Guilty Gear, that would be a good one. Okay, I have to show this off.
Alright.
And this is something I will say. This is something that also reminds me of Adventure Time, but these are the shopkeepers for this game. And if you've read the article, you already know this, but like it's a smoking, eye patch wearing pirate pig, and this is literally the coolest thing like ever. Just look at him. He doesn't care. He's like, here's your password. Just get out here. Come on.
Get out.
Hey, Muteki.
Hey!
Hey, welcome, sir.
Yep, I am finally here, and I've also got the stream working, because as it turns out, if I try to block ads on Chrome with this thing, I can't watch.
Oh wow, that's really crappy.
I
Actually,
wonder
wait,
if
I
that's
forget what's up here. Is
intentional.
that a
Knowing
store?
some people, it probably
Oh, yeah, there
is.
Yeah, I believe it.
Although the funny part about that is that if a site tries to detect ad block and prevents you from using it, you can use ad block to block the detection script.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's always nice.
Yeah. Gotta love technology.
Okay, here, what was I thinking? So this is the first area. It's an islandy sort of area. This is actually the first area, too, in, Monster World, Wonder Boy Monster World, which is Monster World 3 in Japan, even though I think there was only one Monster World game, and that was it, so... You know, I was joking about this earlier with some people in the Game Club 90X IRC, is that Sega must have had a cabal or something, you know, just to confuse the hell out of people with this game, but apparently, was it Sega? It was Whetstone. Whetstone?
Yeah.
I forget their name, but
Westone, yeah.
Westone,
Or-
yeah.
Or
They
maybe
had-
West One, I don't know.
I think
Yeah,
it's
some-
Weststone, because it's like to be a portmanteau of West and Stone, which is, I think, what the guys in charge of it had their last names translate to in English.
there's a bunch of gold down here in the water, but I don't want to fall down there because there's some asshole fish in there that'll just like knock me into the wall and just beat the crap out of me. So
You know, I think that's what killed me when I was playing the
Oh.
TurboGrafx version.
Yeah.
stupid. Now the octopi aren't so bad, or the octopuses, octopodes, whatever they're called. I don't know what
Yeah,
the nomenclature for that is.
Cephalopods.
The nice thing about the turbo version is, well, you need the CD-ROM adapter to do that if you're using the actual system, but on the VC, it just comes naturally. You can save rather than have to write down the 16 or whatever character password. So
it's not a big deal though. Like compared to some of the NES games that had passwords, like holy god, like having to like put in the password for like Snake's Revenge was awful.
Right. It's like it's what, 20 characters versus like say 36 to 40 in some cases.
And let's not even get started on the passwords in the original Dragon Quest. Because, the first Dragon Quest didn't even have a battery backup.
No.
I think that one has like 64 characters, and they're like Japanese kana.
Oh, God.
And numbers, I think. I can't remember for
Wait,
sure.
so the arrows just shoot straight up. Well, I'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Man, so much of the magic in this game.
A lot of people like to give the first Dragon Warrior a hard time, but, the fact is that it is one of the best 8-bit localizations that ever happened.
But thou must.
I mean, they obviously decided that, look, guys, this is crap. The American people aren't gonna like this. Let's make it better. Let's make it not suck.
Yep, as soon as I saw Xerxes comment in the chat, you use them to kill the clouds, we have these asshole
the arrows,
clouds here. Really, they're kind of cool though. They don't give a crap either. You can just tell, because if they have sunglasses, they're just gonna rain hell down upon you. So.
Oh jeez.
Fireball weapon kind of sucks, but the other ones are pretty decent.
I just wasted all my arrows.
Like Lakitu, only a lot groovier.
And I'm probably gonna have to continue already. Wow, but at least I have infinite continues.
Imagine that cloud with a very white voice for some reason.
Okay.
It was the cloud was making me think of there's this 80s song. It's like, I wear my sunglasses at night.
Oh yes, Corey.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. Good memory.
A version of that.
Okay, so
somebody actually played that song.
What's here? Oh, hey, a key.
Shopping.
I can't buy anything from that pig because my charm score isn't up enough. You need actually 2 stats to buy things in this game. You need gold, and you need charm points, or CP. So.
I'm guessing the charm points change based on what form you're in.
Exactly, and what equipment you have as well.
Oh god. And how many of the stones you have. Stones increase your CP by 1.
So I already have to continue, but I have infinite continues. I only need the passwords to resume if I turn the system off.
Yes, so much better. The one thing that annoys me about the game, though, is the reliance on the pause menu. If only because, there's no start button on the actual controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, about how it's a bummer if you have to go across the room to just, change the menu, but...
Right. I've actually I've got a couple of Genesis wireless controllers, so I could, in theory, be playing from halfway across the room, and then have to get, like, way up close there for that. Oh, that would be nice.
Okay, so...
Sorry.
I just bought some armor that increased my charm points, so I might be able to buy that sword that was in the shop that I couldn't buy before. Charm points do drop like gold, but it's very rare. Yeah, I can buy the mithril sword now. And I keep exiting out of the store because the controls confuse me. It's the pig's fault. I'm blaming the pigs.
Oh, jeez, yeah, I had a similar problem in the arcade version of Monster World. I kept doing the same thing for some reason.
Mammals have higher charm points, so you have a lot more charm as... I think the one... Well, I haven't gotten the Birdman yet, but... the Lion Man and the Mouse Man have a lot more charm, so if you have to buy something, you go...
I guess because they're adorable, if I had to guess. There is one other sort of villager, and it's this nurse here, which, figures. Oh wait, I don't have enough gold, so I have to exit out of the shop.
Oh, and what form you take, that also affects how much you end up paying for the nurse, so...
Figures. So, so would you get extra brownie points if there was a horseman?
Yeah, Catherine the Great's, persuasion.
Oh god, I apologize for that, folks.
What about a horseman of the apocalypse?
Probably not so much.
Also, mad props whoever mentioned Old Spice.
That was me. I'm on a horse.
Okay, so I don't want to go to the right here. This is something I think is kind of neat about these games, is that sometimes you have to go to the left. Because if you go to the right here in the desert, you just die, because these evil frogs come out of nowhere and just like, hey, you're gonna die.
I think the first time I played this game from through here, I first went to the right, and I was woefully underprepared, and I died quickly, and that was one of the reasons why it took me so long to restart playing these games in the first place.
Yeah, just don't waste your time going to the right, because it's, I think I spent something like an hour and a half trying to get across the lava lake as the lizard, and I did, but then it's like, yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's a store. See ya.
That is
no, actually, it's not a store. It's there's a door, but you have to be Piranha Man to get up in there. So.
Yeah, I think that was exactly what happened. Like, I'd gone all that way and then found myself stuck.
I hate these stupid sunflowers. Flowers and plants in games are also huge jerks. It's like, I don't know what it is. There's like a certain pantheon of like enemies in games that really shouldn't be jerks, huge jerks, but they are. Actually, you know what? Bats, I could buy bats because they tend to give you rabies, so
Yeah.
I could actually see that one in real life, and spiders, I guess, too, and snakes. Okay, all of those are jerks in real life too. So, but
Yeah.
I think the different forms
Scorpions.
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, nothing. I was just saying scorpions are jerks too.
oh, damn
And so
you.
are Medusa heads if they existed in real life.
Oh man, they're worse than bats.
Ow. Ah, this is exactly what I meant by these fish. They just love to ram you into crap because I guess they're very lonely. So. Okay, let's see. There's something down here. Xerxes was saying there's some gold down if you jump down in one of these pits with the scarabs. Or not scarabs, actually. They're antlions.
I think if you go all the way to the left, it's like you get. I think
Okay.
you get at least one stone. You might get multiple. There's one of those chests that it throws a whole bunch of stones at you. So.
Oh, okay. So hold on, let me get all the way to the left here.
I gotta admit, I
other
actually
left.
kinda like most... I was just about to say, I actually rather like most of the animations for the dragon, like the herding and the breathing fire and stuff.
Yeah, I like the character designs in this, or the monster designs, whatever you want to call them.
And his just idle and running pose, he's got this really bored expression, like,
Well, it's like haters gonna hate. Like, he just has to go to the store to buy some milk, and this is just, you know, the journey to get there. It's like, man, I gotta deal with these fish again. Come on.
I like his. When he ducks, he does kind of like a little roll lizard thing.
Now, there is one question that came up like to me the other day, and since you finished the first game, I was wondering, is the first level in this game exactly the same as the last level in Monsterland?
I can't answer that. It's definitely not based on the SMS version. I can tell you that one.
Okay.
It's vastly simplified, it looks like, but the boss fight seems about the right thing.
That's what I thought.
It's kind of like a recap. It's just real.
I brought up this example earlier. It's like how in Symphony of the Night, the first level is you as Richter fighting Dracula.
Right, it's pretty much just the
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world.
But it's Monster World. What are you talking about?
That's a good point.
Whoops.
What's in here? Oh, here we go. Oh, hey, coins. Heck yes. Okay, I'm probably gonna die on the way back here, and some fireballs. I actually kind of like the way these things move in a sine wave. Oh, charm points, health.
The guys
oh,
in the
yes.
live stream chat are talking about the differences, the graphical differences the characters have. Well, as part of the, I guess, oh, this isn't the same game, so you know we can legally publish this on other systems and not have to worry about licensing agreements. There's two versions of this game. There's Dragon's Trap, which you're playing here, and then there's Dragon's Curse, or as it was known in Japan, Adventure Island. But they're the same game. Yeah, I know.
I know.
Weird. This is this is before they had the Adventure Island game on TurboGrafx, so there's more than one. It has a really creepy cover. It's just I can't explain it, but the lettering for the logo just kind of it looks like it's gonna.
Well, so it's like Revenge of Drancon or Adventure Island for the Game Gear, right? Like it's just that weird angry head floating in the sky.
Well, no, it's like this guy. Yeah, there's this guy. And there's a dark castle in the background. These like kind of creepy letters in the front. It's like Adventure Island, and you're just kind of afraid that somebody's gonna just come into your bedroom at night and just kind of watch you sleep.
oh, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Okay, now make sure that you climb up and over the pyramid, or
yeah, I know. I've actually found that because Sotenga was saying I didn't find any other heart containers, and it's like, well, I can actually see why, because you might not realize that you can actually... Damn you, Cloud. Got it just getting up in my grill.
Nameless, sometimes it fills all your hearts, but I really don't know if there's a rhyme or reason. There's like some really bizarre like dice rolling mechanism, I think, from the you know, for the damage taking and giving, and stuff like how much gold you get. It's really inconsistent. Sometimes the Bible potion will give you all your hearts back. Sometimes it gives it one. And like Mike said, watch out for the
yeah, he just killed me as soon as he said that, so... Oh, come on, revive! Oh! Close one, but no cigar. Okay, I gotta go get healed by the nurse.
I just like that KO pose that he's got on the continue screen.
Yes, that is the best expression.
It kind of reminds me of Adventures of Momo.
Okay, I'm gonna actually pause this here for a second. I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be right back.
Oh man, I gotta say the arrow-toting dudes were probably the most annoying enemies I encountered in Monster Land. I think so.
Yeah, they're not much better here.
Yeah, but apparently not.
Projectile weapons in a game where you don't have a lot of range anyway, even with your own projectiles.
I mean, it's like it's like they're saying, you know, you are supposed to have a shield here, but you know, in this game you don't really have much ability to actually use it.
Although you can equip one, it doesn't actually work as a shield.
It does actually. Oh, not when you're a lizard
dragon.
Yeah. Right. But,
yeah.
But if you shoot on the flip side, if you shoot the projectiles, you can stop them with the fire. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, one thing I also don't understand is some enemies. I think depending on what form you are, projectiles will hurt you more or hurt you less. I know Lion Man takes a lot of damage from projectiles from some enemies. So it's like really bizarre, but then you turn into one of the other forms and then you hardly get scratched. So those flowers that shoot the fireballs at you do a lot of damage to him for some reason.
It's his mane. He can't get it burned because, you know, it would smell
I'm guessing
bad.
he's all furry and he...
You know, that's something I didn't point out about Monsterland. It just amuses me. All the shopkeepers, everybody you talk to in that game are furries. Like, I don't know if that was like an agreement, like the dragon's like, hey guys, I opened the floodgates, come on in. You know, just take over this land since it's Monsterland. But no, they're all furries. I thought that was funny.
And even in this one, that seems like the only non-furry shopkeepers are the nurses. Because I guess they have to draw a line somewhere.
Well, you know, it's weird because one of the furry barkeeps was actually a girl too, so I guess they weren't afraid of that, you know. I guess as long as they don't pull a gadget hack wrench, everything should be fine. God, what were they thinking? It ruined so many children's lives.
I'm just wondering what the new fetish is going to be for like kids today. What
I never really understood the whole thing with gadget. Just want to say.
Nah,
Princess Bubblegum, I think.
Yeah.
Fruities.
Fruities.
Well, she is candy, I guess. You know, honestly, I don't know. They haven't explained that exactly. If they're actually candy or just beings that look like they're made of candy. Man, I think there's a fire out here somewhere in the mountains because it smells kind of smoky in here. I was worried it was my computer at first because I'm like, oh, something must be really bad. And then it's like I get up to drink some water and then it's like, wait, that's coming out of the swamp cooler, so... So it's either the swamp cooler about to burst into flames or there's a fire. It wouldn't surprise me if there was a fire because we get those this time of year.
Whether intentional or otherwise.
Usually it's accidental because it just gets really dry out here and it gets too hot. Something might catch fire or something.
Yeah. What I have to wonder is, do you get many people out there that burn their garbage?
No, you're not. That's actually completely illegal to do it. So if they do it, they're doing it illegally. Although supposedly, one of the reasons why we get a lot of fires out here is because a lot of illegal immigrants come across the border during the summer for some reason, and they'll burn their trash. and then it just goes up in flames pretty much. That's actually what started that fire last year. Oh yeah, I can get goblin mail. But yeah, I don't know if that's the case now. It could just be dry. It's a dry season. Let's see here, let me equip my... Was it goblin mail? Yeah. Oh, that increases my defense points, but now I have absolutely no charm because I'm a goblin, I guess. Goblin mail. Okay, another.
You really need to get every as soon as you can get an item, you got to get it because
yeah, the
enemies will just beat the crud out of you.
I wonder if there's been any like weirdly self-aware RPG in which one of the power-ups is express mail or first-class mail. It's a terrible joke, I realize, but I wouldn't put it past someone. They're like gorillas.
If I ever make my own RPG, I'm totally using that.
Oh man, the chat, yeah.
I mean, you would think otherwise, but they're actually like pencil size, so they're just like gorillas.
Well, the thing is that they have cloacas like lizards do. They don't actually have, you know, like they're not equipped the same way that humans are. At least most aren't. Unless they're like
snakes do. They have 2 of them too.
Yeah, or you're a duck.
Took an interesting turn.
Yep.
Unless you're a duck too. That's the only other exception. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man, ducks.
DuckTales, woo! Uncle Scrooge!
That wasn't his cane that he was jumping on.
Oh.
Oh!
Yeah, wow.
We're ruining all of the Disney cartoons tonight. Wow.
They did it themselves. I mean, they were asking for it.
Chat.
Life is like a hurricane here in a Duckburg. Actually, I'm gonna have to stream one of those games if one of those come up like we have a Disney roulette month or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what we might. I'm actually curious what we'll do for like the year anniversary. Oh, damn you, dragon!
Maybe we should take a magnet to the video game slot machine. Like influence it to give us games of a certain type. I don't know.
Well, I'm thinking. I wouldn't mind seeing some theme ones like maybe for Halloween. You know, maybe just have like put nothing but horror games in the randomizer. So like.
So like what? Splatterhouse, Clock Tower,
Blood. I was gonna. Let's see. What else is another one? Yeah, Clock Tower
would be a really good one, I think, for GC9X.
Realms of the Haunting might be another good one because
yes.
that's on
House of the Dead. Well,
yes.
Maybe that's a bit too.
Typing of the Dead.
Oh yes.
That might count though because that's for the Dreamcast. This goes up. The whole Game Club 90X thing goes up to at least 2,000 or so.
Well, the first House of the Dead was on the Saturn. So.
Yeah,
well, you know what? A good one like for this competition, although I don't think it would be really general audience is appropriate to be Waxworks.
Oh my god, that game, like...
Make people wretched.
I had nightmares about that, and I played that game like just a few years ago when I first played it. Like, what attracted me to it was the...
What the hell was wrong with them?
Yeah, I'm wondering that myself. It might have been an Adrian Carmack situation where they worked in like a morgue for a long time and they just need to get out their demons. Because that's supposedly why there were deaths in like Wolfenstein and Doom were so gory. It was because he would work in a morgue and like he'd see probably like car accident victims and it just really messed with him. Oh, you stupid crab! I think there's a door down here though, so maybe there's something good.
Yeah, I really gotta pity people like Adrian Carmack. I mean, working in a morgue while you're in high school, that's really cheap.
I don't know, Fademan. I don't know if I can defeat the platforming in this game. I admit I am not a platforming whiz, so...
Yeah, I just saw the crab knock you right back into the water. That was... that's...
Knock you into the water and then onto another crab that knocks you over. It's just like... This is like juggling hell.
This almost reminds me of like the single most elaborate death I ever had in Mario 64.
Well, at least you don't have a health timer.
Yeah,
like,
thank God.
If anybody remembers the mountain stage from Mario 64, I got... The monkey beat me up and stole my hat. I slid off a cliff into the robot thing that picks you up and throws you. He threw me down like a couple of levels. I just kept sliding and taking falling damage. And I think I fell like 2 more times even after my life ran out, and then I finally fell off the level. I might be exaggerating that a bit because it's been about, I think, 10 years since that happened, but...
Oh, man.
Still, that's like one of the most ridiculous, okay, we get it kind of deaths I've ever seen.
That actually happened to me in Vagrant Story. I actually mentioned this in the podcast itself, but like I was just fighting enemies, and I was like, I was doing pretty well, and then I just totally, I was doing well, but I had low health, and I just like totally walked in the wrong place and fell into a pit and died. And I just sat there for like a minute, just cracking up, of like, what the hell, game? Because falling in pits in that game isn't an insta death. It only takes off like 20 health, but I had gotten that low probably from chaining, one of the chain arts. And I was just, going through rooms, I wasn't paying attention, wasn't saving my game or anything, so...
So dying from falling in a pit in Vagrant Story is more akin to, say, getting killed by a smoke grenade in Counter-Strike.
It's about up there, yeah. Or, what is it, getting killed by, like, what is it, the possessed humans in Doom?
Yeah.
Or what is it, what's another really harmless enemy in Doom, or those games like the Gargoyles in Heretic, or... I'm not sure what it would be in Strife. All the enemies in Strife are really mean. Like, even the little spider robots, those things just like, oh, man.
Strife's damage curve is all kinds of weird.
Well, they have, like, they have the damage for projectiles, at least I think the player's projectiles. I don't know if it was for...
projectiles and bullet-based weapons do way less damage than in Doom, but everything has a lot less hit points. But
yeah, it was like that in,
do, like, tons of damage to you, probably to compensate for the fact that you can upgrade your max hit points in that game.
Yeah, I really like Strife though. It's a very weird game, even for a Doom engine game. Like, even like compared to like, what is it, like Hexen or Heretic, which those weren't really weird, but.
For me, weird Doom games are like Chex Quest.
Yeah. Like, that's a good one though. Like.
Or Sonic Robo Blast 2.
Oh yeah, that still amazes me.
Yeah.
For those that don't know Doom very well, like, so the source code was released, right? Well, when that happened, a lot of people, what they did is they would create what is known as a source port from the code, and it would add enhanced features, or it just port it to like a system that didn't support it natively, like say Linux. In fact, I think that was the very first Doom source port was like Linux Doom or something, or was it DOS Doom? It was one of those. But something though that to note about like Sonic Robo Blast is that while it uses like a Doom source port, but it uses one that hasn't been maintained for like 10 years now. And like it's just surprising that they're that dedicated. Like, oh wait, I need to get that heart.
Right.
Because like that thing is like it's just old. Like it was old and kind of buggy, the one they used. But I guess they just stuck with it because that's where their code base is. So they're like, well, damn you, make it me an arrow. Get these things. Ow. Dang you, that took way too long. Let's see. I actually think I have a bunch of fireballs, so I'll use some of those. Yeah, Bobinator just mentioned that Sonic Robo Blast is receiving updates, and one of them is Lua scripting, which actually should be very helpful, because from what I understand, Lua is a very good scripting language.
Oh, yes.
It's gotta be more flexible than Fraggle Script.
Oh man, that is actually supported by ZDoom, but it's not officially supported. Like, it's just there, I guess, for compatibility reasons.
It's there because Grafzal wanted to play, I think, High Tech Hell 2 in a port that didn't suck.
Yeah, he actually he basically made a better version of the port. Like added a bunch of features from other ports, kinda. Because he wanted to have his own port. I think that's actually what GZ Doom stands for, is Grafzal Doom. The Z Doom, I don't know what the Z stands for in that though.
I think Z-Doom might be... It's called Z-Doom so that it is the last in the list on an alphabetical listing.
Oh, I can see that.
It's like the Epic Mega Games game ZZT. That is why it got called that.
Oh, I suppose
so
like ZPC?
It would always be... Well, I don't know, because that one actually stands for something. Zero population count.
Or Control, something like that, yeah. There was actually a movie called that too.
And then that weird Russian FPS ZAR stands for Zone of Artificial Resources.
That is actually a really fun little game. Hey, I'm gonna get the mouse form, I guess, after I beat this one. Because I see that tiny little thing I can't jump up to as the dragon because, well, he's a fat jerk, so...
Did you ever get the Mithril sword? Or Ivory sword?
No, not yet. I actually haven't gotten this far. This is actually about as far as I got. I got up to, like, the dungeon.
Wait, I thought you started with the Ivory sword.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is the Mithril sword.
Yeah, I bought the Mithril sword. I'll show you.
Yeah, I thought I saw him get it.
By the way, that fireball weapon, do not use that on flying enemies or jumping enemies, because it will cause them to jump. Like, basically, it teleports them right into your face.
Really? Huh? I'm gonna actually have to test that out because you have me morbidly curious. I do like the fireballs, though. I like things that move in a sine wave because it's a sine wave, so that's kind of cool.
I didn't use the sub-weapons too often up until now, but it's pretty useful against the ninjas and samurai where I'm at right now.
Oh, okay.
I think they scale. I mean, they do scale with, so they give kind of a similar damage output as your current weapon.
Now, is the stream still going for you guys? Just checking, because...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, well, you'll probably tell me because you're watching it, so I can't tell these things. I can't have it open.
Unless there's like a really big delay or something.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's maybe 30 seconds. I meant, my computer's not the best. I really should just blow out the hard drive.
Not that much on my end, anyway.
You blow out the hard drive and upgrade the processor most of all. The video card's still not bad. But I could probably stand to get the newest Radeon card since that's what I'm rolling with now, so... It has to be an AMD CPU too, because it's an AMD motherboard. So, oh, that's weird. He's not spitting out a fireball. Is that a hint or something? Oh, there it goes. Honestly, I haven't had too many problems with my ATI card. I know they have a reputation for making really bad cards. It's not the cards; it's the drivers.
Right.
Yeah.
That always seems to be the problem with like, most graphics cards.
They've always seemed to have like major like budget cuts involving those cards, like the drivers. I mean.
Yeah, but you kind of get what you pay for. They're
day,
really cheap though. Like I had the option probably to get a NVIDIA card, but that would have been very expensive. Like, yeah, it's better quality, but still.
What class were you going for? Because
this was 2 years ago. Mind, this was 2 years ago. Like the Radeon card I have is a 5850, which was the absolute newest card, and I got that for like 120 or so, maybe 200 at most. And I think the next, like the equivalent NVIDIA card was like way more, like it was like maybe 300 or something. They make really expensive cards.
Well, the thing with NVIDIA's cards too is that the cards themselves are like way higher class than you need to run basically anything that's actually on
that's
shelf.
the thing. Like I don't need like a supercomputer to run a game. Like I'm not paying $400 for just a video card. I'm gonna go budget if I can.
Yeah, I know. It's sort of the same.
My current machine, the 560s were actually out at the time, but I deliberately bought one just a class below that because they were already going pretty cheap.
Oh yeah, I remember this part. This is what got me killed last time.
I don't think there has actually been a game yet that my 460 GTS hasn't been able to run.
You know, the only problem I've had is with a few scattered OpenGL games, like Doom 3 had some issues, and Stranger's Wrath did too. And that's been it. I need to try GZ Doom because I haven't tested it yet because I'm worried it'll blow up my computer because, you know, GraphSol hates ATI cards, so hopefully he's not watching in on this. I doubt it, but still.
Well, no. If he was watching this, he'd probably be saying something like, this game sucks, go play something that doesn't.
Yeah, maybe. Hard to say. He can be kind of weird sometimes.
He's an
about
extremely
sort of
opinionated sort of person.
Who's this?
He's a guy, he programmed a source port for Doom called GZ Doom.
Yeah.
And it's basically a hardware accelerated version of Z-Doom, but like because his implementation of OpenGL or something, like it absolutely just does not work with ATI cards. Like it's the drivers for ATI. I will admit that's a bit of their problem.
There is a fallback thing from what I've been hearing. It just disables the shaders on ATI cards nowadays.
Okay, then
which means you don't get like some texture effects, some dynamic lights don't work correctly, so they revert back to the way they do in software, I think.
Well, that's kind of stupid. I mean, they work in what is it, Skulltag, and like Skulltag, like I know they had to add hacks to the renderer, but still.
That's a really old version of GZ Doom that they're based on anyway.
You know what's weird though? Oh god,
that dates back to Z-Doom 2.3.1, which I think is like 2 years old now.
Good point. But here's the thing though, like I can run like LF1, which is a similar OpenGL source port sort of thing for like Marathon. Runs beautifully, and like I'm using even the enhanced shader version. It runs just fine. Like the thing is, I have to restart. If I restart the renderer, I have to exit out of the game. So
they probably didn't program it as uniquely as Graph did.
Yeah, he has a very specific way of doing things, and I guess it's also the weird way the Doom engine works. I think Marathon actually used polygons. They were just oddly used. Like, I don't know how that works.
And besides that, LF1 is actually primarily coded for Mac OS X,
Oh, okay.
and most Apple computers that have enhanced graphics hardware, Apple actually sells those with ATIs nowadays.
Oh, that makes sense. So
of course they would try to make it work on the ATIs. So I think you can actually get NVIDIA cards for Macintosh, but the systems aren't specifically sold with them.
Yeah.
That's just another one of the reasons why the Macintosh is like a very different beast from the PC, despite it being effectively a PC. Just to say
yeah, Feynman just brought that up, that the marathon games would be good for GC9X. As far as I know, they're on the randomizer. I have no clue when they'll turn up, so it's the luck of the draw.
Yeah.
But I would
And
love
hey,
to do that because I
free.
love those games. They're so good.
Yeah, my favorite part about the marathon games, honestly, nowadays, is that they're free. Like, you can even download them with
Oh god, oh god, okay.
all the high-res textures and sprites and stuff that Freeverse
Ooh.
made for the Xbox port.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they are quite good. Like, they're way, way better than the equivalent thing for Doom.
Oh hey, I'm Mouseman. And he kind of looks like Mickey Mouse. Wonder Boy and copyright infringement.
Yeah, nowadays they'd be suing like mad.
He even has like little overalls too. Like holy crap! Like how did they get away with that? Like oh my god.
But hey, he can fit in little gaps.
My charm should be a
And
little bit higher.
walk on walls.
Let me
Well,
switch over
certainly.
to the slightly better or slightly more charming armor. I can't imagine why mithril armor would be more charming. It must be very shiny or something. I don't know.
Mm.
I was gonna make a crass joke, but I'm gonna refrain. It's still kind of
Ooh,
expensive.
shiny.
I think it's because you're still wearing the Goblin Mail.
Could be, but actually, you know what I think it is? It's because I have more health.
Well, that could be too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Get my armor. Goblin mail. Okay. It's way better in terms of I need to find that one sword. You're saying there was some sort of sword that lets you what is it? Lets you change forms. Is that not until much later or?
I don't know if there's a sword that does that, but there's a later on there are a couple of rooms where there's like a little platform that you fall onto that change before you or you can change before between your forms.
Okay.
Yeah.
He stops a lot faster than the dragon does. He doesn't have as much inertia, which is actually kind of a nice touch.
Yeah.
For some reason, this I just suddenly got like, what the hell's going on? Why can't I climb up this wall here? Oh, I see. I have to climb on the ceiling, don't I? Somehow. Gee, I wonder how you do
Yeah,
that.
you can. Okay, you could essentially walk off the.
Yeah, I see what you do. Do you have to hold jump?
I don't know if it's you hold it or you jump, but you have to before you try walking off the platform. You have to look for his feet moving. He does kind of like a little skittering thing. If he's doing that, that means you can move onto the like basically walk down the wall and under.
Oh, okay.
onto
Yeah,
the-
cool. I see. Okay, there we go.
So,
little bit tricky,
so
but-
Mouse Man is basically like Grant in Castlevania 3,
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
except like tiny.
He's kind of like a tank, though. I mean, he's a lot stronger than Dragon or Lizard Man. Lizard Man just kind of sucks.
Well, it is a
Nice,
curse
yeah.
again, so. It's a dragon's trap, dragon's curse. Aw, yeah. Look at all that charm just shooting
Yeah.
right out of that box. What's in here, though? Oh, I still can't buy this. Let me try putting on the mithril armor and see if that'll help my charm rating. So, shield list, armor list. Goblin mail, mithril. Wait. Yeah, okay. So we'll try that. Okay. Yeah, I can get the dancing shield? Really? Okay, whatever.
What?
I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm not gonna look at a shield in the mouth. A gift shield, so.
I wonder if that just increases your charm points a lot.
You know, I might.
I think
mean,
it does, but it's actually a good shield, and I don't know why they call it a dancing shield. You're gonna get some samurai armor in just a little bit, and that's actually pretty good armor for a while.
Need to go back and buy that one item from that shop that I couldn't before. Don't know what it is. So yeah, so that's why those different looking blocks were for, because now I guess he can climb up on certain kinds of blocks, but not all of them.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's the checkerboard ones, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. That's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. You see those? There's the tan blocks. Those are ones you can destroy.
Yeah, I saw those in the water. I assume that's the Piranha Man's ability?
No, actually, no, not in the water. Sorry, Mike, I've got the lag, but they're these just like a plain gray or tan block.
Okay.
You'll see it's like solid color.
I think I know which ones you're talking about.
Yeah, I've seen
Nice
those.
to
A few
just
here and
left of
there.
town.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
right over the water. There's like they kind of form a bridge. That when you get the Thunder Saber, you can destroy.
Oh lord. It would be funny if you were the Mouse and you drop into the water and you just drown. Like the lizard could probably hold his breath because like their brains are very small. So actually, that might only be an alligator thing. I don't know if all reptiles can do that. I know that they can hold their breath for a long time because their metabolism is just so slow. They don't have a very large brain to worry about either. So
It's either that or their relatives gave her three-wood. And I don't even want to think about the genetic ramifications of that.
Secret of Crocodile Island.
Secret of Crocodile Dundee. Screw you, Mr. Octopus. I'll stab you.
That's like, what, a butter knife or something?
It would have to be for a mouse like this, or it's like one of those little things they put on cocktail wieners or something.
A toothpick sword.
Yes. I always liked
So
those though.
That Tale of Despero, which is one of the most depressing movies ever.
Tale of what?
It's called Tale of Despero, and it's like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the new family movie of this fall or something like that, and it's like it was very British. It was very, I mean, it wasn't a British movie, but it sure as hell
Felt
fooled
like
me
it.
because it's
like
yeah,
Red
Was it like based on a French comic book, though?
Wait, was that that movie
a
with the
French
mouse? Or
story, maybe. But
yeah, there's like a little mouse, and it had Matthew Broderick doing the voice, and I can't even remember the story. I just remember like I was looking for something to cut myself with. It was just really I didn't feel anything anymore. It was just really sad and depressing, and had a downer ending. And it's just like Jesus, like
heartwarming.
yeah,
Is that kind of
I
like
think
that one
this-
movie that's what was it, Bridge to Terabithia or something? That's supposed to be really heartwarming. And it's like
they're like, oh man, this it's a family adventure, and they show all this like fantasy and stuff like that, because they're trying to get the people that like the the Narnia movies and stuff like that. But then it's like it's about a kid, and his dad hates him, and he makes friends with this girl, and then she, for whatever reason, she was like swinging on a rope over to
tire
this
swing or
like
something, right?
she falls, hits her head, and dies, and then his dad's like, yeah, you should have died too. That's
Oh
it. I
my
mean, it's
God, really?
and this is stuff that they read. It's like a Newbery. Basically, if
you see any sort of metal on a children's book, someone's gonna die. It's either gonna be the dog on the cover, it's gonna be the kid, or like everybody's gonna like the ending's gonna be like nuclear holocaust or something.
Oh,
There's so
jeez.
many, or it's gonna be really pretentious. Like it's funny you bring this up because I keep thinking about this book I read in 6th grade that I absolutely hate. And what was its name? I think it was The View from Saturday or something. I don't know if any of you people read that.
Sounds
But
familiar. I've never read
there
it.
was
though.
something. There was something in that book that really pissed me off, and I know this is going to sound stupid, but it was something like the fall of Western civilization was caused by ballpoint pens, and I'm thinking, really, are you being sarcastic? Like, am I getting the joke or something? Like, I find out it's just they were being like ironic or something stupid. They were being hipsters or something. I don't know. But like making a cheap writing implement that anybody can use, including the working class, that's the fall of Western civilization? It's not, Oh wait, they said something else too. It was that and ballpoint pens and no longer having tea time or something. I am not joking, this
I
book!
think I have heard this before, actually.
And it's just,
I don't know.
that stuck
I
with me.
just-
That's the only thing from that book because the rest was just boring, kind of, kind of bullcrap, the kind of
Like
stuff you read and know.
they made me read this, so I hate it kind of crap, right?
Yeah, kind of like it was
Like-
kind of interesting. Like some of the characters were kind of likable, but there was just some stupid things they said that just, oh my God, it just.
It's an interesting corollary that people tend to hate books that they are required to read by their classes.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
There's
there's
exceptions.
all these. I feel I would have been a lot better off if I had learned to like reading before being forced to read in school, because there's a lot of good stuff out there, but the problem is, you know, what I had to read in school kind of turned me off to reading.
Well, it depends. Like, some of the books I read in classes, I really did like. There were some, like, I read some Shakespeare. I liked that. I liked Julius Caesar a lot. That, I don't know why. I'm a huge nerd for that kind of stuff sometimes.
I'm sure I would have grown to hate The Great Gatsby if I was ever actually assigned to read it.
No, that one I'm really curious about.
From my schools that didn't hate it.
Well, like, we lucked out, and, you know, we had to, like, have a sequel to, you know, a book that we, you know, like, we had to write, like, a continuation, and I wrote something where, just some random guy came in and killed everybody from the book.
Which book was this now?
Great Gatsby. I had, like, somebody just, like, some drifter came in and just started, like, shooting everybody, because everybody was just such an asshole in that book. I hated the main character. I hated the slut that Gatsby was. Yeah, I mean, Gatsby was probably the least bad, but he was, you know, a poser, and, you know, he wanted to hit. Yeah, he was the least worst.
To borrow a typo negative album title.
Yeah, you know, he just, I don't know, it was just, nobody was likable. And that was the problem. I mean, there were so many books that we had to read where everybody was just a dick. And...
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I got like a C on that, because it's like, yeah, this is like, this wasn't the assignment. It's like, yeah, actually, I thought that was the assignment. But,
Let's write a sequel.
Yeah, write a sequel.
Well, that's a sequel. Like, I bet it.
This
you know,
is what would happen if it was cool. And
it was probably one of those things like, this isn't productive or something.
yeah,
you know,
well, she just had it out for me anyway. She just didn't like. I had a really awesome Slaughterhouse 5 diorama, and she gave me like a B- on it, and it's like, what the fuck? And oh, I'm sorry, whoops. Like, I had this like thing, and it like transformed from, you know, like a building to like a basically a bomb hit it. And
I see what. Yeah, it was like almost like a what do you call those books? Pop-out book kind of.
Yeah, like a pop-out book, kind of like that. And then I made a model of one of the aliens, and she's like, I don't get it. And it's like, well, if you read the book, you would get it. Because this is what they look like.
Yeah.
And they look like a toilet plunger with a hand on them.
Really? That's weird.
Yeah, the Tralfamagorians. Yeah, that was it. But, no, I just wish that we could read cool books like, I don't know. I've been trying to read some old sci-fi, but my mind is just so addled from, you know, having to read for work, and then, you know, just being, you know, I guess
I can't sit down and read. That's the problem. Like, it's not that I don't like to read. I mean, I read all day on the internet and crap. Like, you know, it's like if I spent like half the time just reading a book or something.
It just has to be something interesting.
Well, like,
there's gotta be a hook.
Like, I've always been a huge fan of sci-fi, even the pulpier stuff. Like, and I tried to sit down and read a novel, and I did, and it's like, I don't know why. It's just, I don't know if it's a time thing, if I just have to be on like a vacation or something. There's just not enough time. I don't know.
I started reading the lens, like, whenever I go to the bathroom, I've been trying to read like a chapter a day, but or 3, you know, but it's depending on how much I ate. But it's pretty hardcore. I mean, I think it'd be pretty cool if if it was better known. I only read it because there was an anime, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the books. They just use some of the names, but.
Which book?
The Lensman series. It's like the Green Lantern comics. Like they basically admitted to ripping off this stuff because it's about a galactic police corps. But it's really cool because there's a lot of non-humanoid aliens and stuff, like Chinese dragons with 14 arms that, like, they can use a weapon in each thing, and they go into like graphic detail about, you know, them chopping the crap out of people and stuff. So it's kind of cool.
Always fun.
Okay, that can't be destroyed, apparently. I don't think.
Like, if I read that in English class, I would be that much better. And anyway,
okay, what was I thinking though? You know,
you can those, you know, those stupid
those orb things. You can kill those. Do you need a weapon to do it, or
they just take a crap load of damage?
Okay, I can certainly try that then. What was I thinking though? Since we were talking about books though, like depressing children's books, like there were a few that I did like. Like, I like The Giver. Like, I thought that was a really good book.
Oh, that was I really liked that one too, actually. Yeah.
Hey guys, is it alright if Bobinator gets in on this, or are we full up?
You know. Oh wait, did I just get a? Yeah, I got a potion. I don't see why you can't be added in here. It's just We're not really talking about the game anyway, so might as well.
Yeah. Well, I just said in the chat box, really, well, not in the chat box, but in the channel, that the game isn't really being terribly interesting anyway.
Well,
so.
it is. I mean, this is reminds me a lot of Monster World. Like I could have been talking about like Monster World or something. Like that is a really good game.
Thank you.
See,
Hey,
the thing is,
welcome,
you
Bob.
don't have to be quite. Hey, what's up? You don't have to be quite on edge or as on edge in this one. It's a
Yeah,
little
because
more
you know
fair.
there's no time limit. You don't have to worry about finding like
Right.
the
Yeah.
the MacGuffin that'll help you beat the dragon. If you don't like the
Yeah.
dragon, it'll just come to your home and kill you in your sleep. You know, like
Well, it's kind of cool. I mean, I guess on topic, one thing I do like about this game is you have all of the different forms. They each have a different play style, so it does force you to adapt.
I don't know what forms are there to get exactly.
I think there's 4. Let's see. There's Mouse Man, or okay, Lizard Man, Mouse Man, Piranha Man.
There's
who
a
kind of looks
lion?
like- yeah, Lion Man or Tiger Man in the Turbo version, and then Hawk Man.
maybe later. Hawkman.
Yeah.
And then you turn into
Furiously in the
Batman,
background.
and then you turn into Robin, and
Cool. Yeah, it turned into.
Yeah.
no, I don't have any items because I died. That's right, you lose everything
Copyright
except like your
infringement.
keys and your armors, obviously.
Speaking of copyright infringement, I really want a copy, like an actual box copy of Revenge of Shinobi with like the.
Oh man, that is like the holy
With the-
grail. If
with
you
the
could find it with like
Spider-Man
Batman
in it.
and Spider-Man
Yeah,
and Godzilla and. They didn't get rid of the Terminator or the Incredible Hulk though. I find that surprising. Like
You
they
know,
still
I'm
kept
trying
those
to-
guys.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I'm trying to think of more Master System games that were any good that weren't on the Game Gear too, and I'm not sure if I can think of any.
Was
What about
Zillion
Zillion?
ever on the Game Gear?
No, I don't think
that
so.
one had a Game Gear version.
Also, the Golden Axe RPG action RPG game is different on both systems. Like it's a like Zelda
Right,
2-ish on the Game Gear, and then it's more like Zelda on the SMS.
That SMS one was a lot better than Axe Battler on the.
I think I have Axe Battler.
that
I just
one
wish I
was
could remember where the hell I put my Game Gear because I had it in a couple of really
It
good
was
games.
good. I thought it was really good. But did any of you guys ever have a Master Gear?
No,
converter?
I didn't. I've heard about
Ooh.
those. Those are converters, aren't they?
And
Like you plug it in and
like
then you can play Master System games.
on the Game Gear, but they're like half the resolution, so it doesn't look as cool.
Yeah,
as
that's
nice.
right. Because
Yeah, it's
and
great
yet-
though. I mean, because like there's so many, there's just so many awesome games on the SMS, and it was great to, take that along on a trip and play it for 5 minutes before the batteries went out.
I actually have a
Dragons
real
don't
Master
always-
System, but I don't have a lot of stuff for it, like game-wise.
I did. But
no,
like,
top of the screen. Okay.
I don't know what happened.
So wait, this screen or which screen?
Yeah, I set
Feynman?
it on fire.
Ow! 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 Ow!
Yeah, but I honestly feel that my Master System library at least has the 5 games that, well, maybe not 5, but 4 games that I feel are the most worth owning, them being the Port of Space Harrier, the Port of Hang-On, R-Type, which isn't bad, but isn't the best version. And,
so Feynman was saying something about going to the top of the screen, but I'm not sure which screen.
I
Well, Feynman,
also-
there's going to be a lot of
also-
lag, so I'm not going to know exactly which one. Is it the one with the door on it, or is it the? Let me stop for a second. Actually, is it this one that I'm currently on? Get to the top and then jump. Okay, I think I know which one he's
Yeah,
talking
there's only
about.
one. There's only one of those tunnels that you can go through. It's just the one that you went through. That was the correct one.
Yeah, all of the rest of them are blocked by the wall.
Yeah, the rest of them are just like sucker.
Okay, the maze screen. So up here, get to the top. Oh, hey, nice. I get some coins. Oh yeah, money bags. Scrooge McDuck has really been generous hiding all that gold for us.
Did Govelius get a Game Gear release? I mean, it was on the MSX. I know. but-
don't believe it did. No, but
Yeah.
then again, I don't know.
So you had that.
R-Type
there's-
didn't
my
get a
gosh.
port.
Oh, I didn't know there was one. Oh, this thing. Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, it just showed.
Yeah,
the,
there's a lag.
Yeah,
A lot of lag.
it showed up for me a minute ago too. That's pretty cool.
You know something, since we were talking about Wonder Boy though and licenses, this was at the very early part of the podcast, like the whole confusion thing, or it was at the beginning of this game anyway, but apparently it was Weststone's doing because they had the rights to the actual games, but not to the character of Wonder Boy. Sega owns Wonder Boy, but so they were able to license out the character, or not the character, but the actual games, and then they just
Game
had
to Hudson, yeah.
yeah, and that's exactly where
Buckley.
that's where Adventure
Buckley
Island came
Village.
from. That's where Dynastic Hero, all of those really confusing ones. Although even Sega was guilty of that. Like they would keep doing that crap too. Like they changed what is it? Wonder Boy to, what is it? Revenge of Drancon or something on the Game Gear, and it's like,
Oh,
why? Why would you
jeez,
do
yeah.
that? Damn you. Stupid frog. Whatcha? Okay, I'm not
Did you
gonna...
get the shield? You
Oh,
got
wait.
the armor.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to buy a new shield. Actually, I still have the dancing shield. Let me check my armor, though. I did get new armor. Shogunlin. Wow, I can probably go back and...
actually, I'm sorry, not shield. Yeah, the dancing shield's the one for this set, I guess. And then there's Shogun Blade. Shogun Blade.
Oh,
you're gonna
Shogun
need for-
Shield, Shogun Blade. I can't buy those yet, but I can... Wait, I can buy both. Oh, can't buy the shield, though. But I'd rather have the
Shogun
sword.
Havel. Shogun Remira.
I love
bet
how
that
all
was a
shopkeepers
hell
say
of a
shopping,
thing.
please.
Oh, is that what it says? Let me look back. Now that you mentioned it, I love the little Englishy little... Yep. That pig, man. Those guys are so hardcore. Like, they're the only kind of people that would live out here and sell crap to you. And they probably have a thick, really bizarre accent or something like you've never heard.
Yeah, you want to buy something.
But they might sound like the guy from, was it Resident Evil 4, the shopkeeper?
Welcome. He's like, he just whips it out, and it's like, oh wait.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of... That would be funny if, like, you go to one of those and he opens his coat and there's like... He's like, oh, what the hell are you doing?
Well, you know, it's all kind of like, well, I mean, in Leon's case, like the guy kind of like introduces himself a little bit. He's like, "Hey, come over here," you know. But then you go up to him with Ashley, and she's not freaked out. So I guess you know, getting.
It seems like he introduces himself to everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, something that Satanga just mentioned in the stream chat is that apparently the pigs probably sound like Jalo from King's Quest VI.
Prince Alexander.
I was thinking more
that's
like
not
Jalo.
Yeah,
I don't know. They're English. I
Jalo
think they sound more
Biafri.
like-
it's like Jalo on Broadway. Hey, Prince Alexander.
It's a holiday in the greenhouse.
I don't know. If they're English, I think they sound more like the first samurai.
Oh my god. Oh no, my sword!
Oh god.
My sword!
I never actually played the CD version or the talkie version of King's Quest VI.
It's really good. That's
played
the
it.
one I got from Goal Games.
I played it and beat it on 286, running
wow.
at 15 was it 15 or 17 megahertz with no sound.
Oh man, it is a game. The voice acting in that one is so good, so good.
In 6, yeah, they got like some really good professional ones. Like some of them for DuckTales too. Like I could recognize
cool.
some voice actors from like DuckTales and stuff.
Well,
And
no,
they're-
what's his name? Robbie Benson was Alexander. He played the Beast in Beauty and the Beast, and was
He
in
also
some
played Beast,
80s
I think, and there was a guy who played Beast in the actual game too. I forget who it was. It was another kind of famous voice actor kind of guy.
Oh, and he was Commander Marsh on Exo Squad.
Oh, nice.
I
Excellent.
can't remember what that one was.
Has
And
that
of
got
course
an
there
entire
was-
DVD release yet?
I don't know. According to Sergeant Frog, it has, but
Sergeant Frog. That's how I found out about that, actually, because you were talking about that they were cracking jokes about Exo Squad. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
man,
like,
that's
you know,
really
it's
obscure. Like, you could maybe make it slightly more obscure if you, like, picked one of those, like, the Wing Commander, like, cartoon series, or the Itsy Bitsy Spider, or one of those weird USA cartoons or something.
well,
never
what I
watched
liked about
Exo
it is
Squad.
like the original one. Like he really didn't say anything. He was just like looking at a TV screen, saying like, "Haha, that's it." But then like they made him go into this like rant, this 30-second rant about how he loves Exo Squad because it's about these muscly blue aliens that are big humans, and he's like these, or what was he? He's like, you know, human race, you know, was subjugated by muscly blue aliens, much like myself.
Man, that plan,
Yeah,
I
that
just can't
was-
kill him.
I never saw Exo Squad. I just played that one Genesis game they made a couple of times.
I actually watched a few. You know, it came on at a weird time and on a weird channel, but I was able to catch a few episodes for it. I had a couple of the toys too; they were really good. And they re-released the one thing that was really cool about the Exo Squad toy line. They re-released a lot of the old Robotech toys in it too.
Yes.
And I had
Yes,
one
that
of
was-
them. I
that
had
was
like a couple of them, I think.
One thing I thought was cool is like they had these jacks that put in the, you know, like in the Matrix where it was in the back of your neck. Well, the toy, like they had a little hole in the back of their neck for the jack, and then there was a little cord
Yeah,
that
that's
would
right.
come out of the armor and then hook into them.
Yeah, so they could sit in it. Yeah, I
it was
remember that.
pretty
I think I can't remember which one I had. I had one of the exosuits. I think it was a Neo Sapien one.
Yeah, we had like, I think we had one of one human, one Neo Sapien.
Let's see. Anyway, let's. So I'm just
Another
chugging
show
along as
that's
Mouse
on around the same
Man.
time
Yes.
is Mutant League.
Mutant League as in the game, the Mutant League bowling. Or
Yeah, they
was
had a
it
really badly animated cartoon.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
That didn't last very long. That did it.
The
Yeah.
cartoon or the game come first?
I didn't
The game.
Game, and then the cartoon. But there was like some programming block, and Exo Squad was one of them. I think that was another cartoon, and then Biker Mice from Mars. If you want to,
I never
bring up,
saw that, but I had a
furries.
couple of the toys from that toy line. They were, I think, weren't they by Playmates? So they were kind of like the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, so I guess maybe Playmates, had something to do because Playmates did the Exo Squad toys. But
Was
What's
Biker Mice from Mars any good? I never saw it.
it was
I-
alright, but it had some
remember
really
it not
creepy sexual
completely.
undertones.
Oh
I mean,
my
it
God,
was so
so-
obvious that they were like triple teaming that mechanic.
It
Oh.
didn't completely suck,
sure,
but I don't
sure.
really remember it, so it must not have been terribly
The toy
good
line was
either.
good though. Like I said, another toy line though that really surprised me. What I had it from a kid was like the one from the cartoon for what's that series? So we're kind of on the subject because this was another Playmate toys line. What the hell was it? Oh lord, probably won't remember it, so I'm gonna skip it until I do. But
Oh hey, don't go into the boss door.
oh, that door? Okay.
Yeah, go down the pit first,
Oh, okay.
because there's a heart container.
Oh, nice.
Yay, heart containers.
But what was I thinking?
Also, don't buy the. Actually, if you want to buy the elixirs, buy it before you get the heart container, because it actually raises the prices of the elixirs too.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh, yeah.
Like right now, I think you could get them for like 90.
162,
if
so I
you-
can get a bunch of these. Sold out. Okay.
Never mind. Oh, okay. It's 90 if you have 2 hearts.
So
and
wait,
then I
which
guess
door do
it's
I go through?
160,
The
and then-
one on the top or the one on the bottom? Which one of these doors? Because Tango was saying don't go through the return door. So which door then? Because...
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a door that says return. It's there.
I'll wait until he gets
the
back to me
one
left.
right next to
okay.
the shop. There's a
Okay, this one.
thing
then?
that takes you up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Same way we came, I guess. then.
Yeah, because I was confused
Yep.
because return door could be. Yeah, I could interpret that as going through the
But
door
yeah,
I
the
just
door
came
we
out
came
of.
through.
Yeah, there's actually a door, and then there's a sign that says return. So
Yeah.
if you go through the one door, it takes you another like corridor.
Right, and that just puts you
Oh,
right
okay,
back
so
at
we've
the
got a
start
maze.
like the one in
Alright
the
then.
pyramids did.
Yep.
Oh wait, so something Sotanga mentioned, and I have to comment on this. He brought up clutch cargo, and like, holy crap! If you've ever seen that, like,
Oh,
oh my
man.
god, that is nightmare fuel. Like, I hardly.
Years I made it, I've never seen it.
You need,
awesome.
Bob, you need to go on YouTube and look up clutch cargo, like right
Okay.
now, because
Go
It's,
back. Go back. There's a treasure chest down
Okay.
below.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clutch cargo is, they refer to it as Synchrovox, but if you've ever seen like the YouTube series The Annoying Orange, it's kind
or
of the same
if you
thing.
ever watched
Yeah, I
those
think I
those
did.
Conan
They-
O'Brien
they take
skits.
still animation frames and then have people's lips superimposed on them doing the actual.
Yeah, like
Cargo,
Conan
go
O'Brien
back.
did that too, and I'm assuming
Uh,
it was based on Clutch Cargo because that's the kind of nerdy he is, really. He would want to reference Clutch Cargo.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about now.
There's actually another series. It was like Space.
Yeah, I
Space
saw that
Agent,
one
that's it.
too. That one was actually kind of, it's still freaky, but I'm more of a sci-fi kind of guy, so.
If you haven't seen Clutch Cargo, or if you don't know, it's what Bruce Willis's character was watching as a kid in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, I
You know,
remember
when,
hearing about that.
Christopher Walken saying about watch in my ass, and then I give it to that guy, and he stuck it in his ass.
What the hell?
Except for
Pulp Fiction, I swear.
Pulp Fiction.
I've still only seen one of what is
What is
it?
that, like a micro dope fish?
Yeah, kinda, except it doesn't kill you in one bite, or eat you in one bite. Swim, swim, hungry. That reminds me though, if you have a what is it? If you have Mugen, you need to get the what is it? The dopefish character, because it's hilarious. Because it's literally just the dopefish. Like, he bites you and you die. It's one of those joke characters that actually is kind of clever in a stupid sort of way. Okay. You know, this is reminding me of another game, and not Monster World, but just, I guess maybe it just reminds me of the sort of action-y adventure games that were on the SMS, but there is one specific game this reminds me of, I think, that I would play on the Game Gear. No.
I would
Montezuma's
say,
Revenge was really good.
I had that,
say
but I haven't really ever
Adventure,
played
but
it.
I don't think that had a Game Gear port.
That's...
Did you guys say on News and Revenge is anything like a Metroidvania?
Yeah, sort of.
I don't think.
Kind of.
I thought it was supposed to be more like Solomon's Key, in a way.
It's kind of like a Metroidvania. Well, you did have, there was some offensive stuff, but for the most part, it was avoiding enemies. It was like a maze platforming type. But then you had these weird, not non-linear, but well, you could actually progress around like the mazes in a different way. Like there were different paths you could take through it. But
this maze actually isn't so bad so far. It's just kind of tedious.
Basically, I consider anything that has a big open area that you need items to get further into a Metroidvania.
Yeah, I can see that actually.
Collect some keys, and then you'd have to go back, open a door to somewhere else, and then go over to another place. And...
ostensible non-linearity that really isn't quite.
Yeah,
Because
You're sort of on a
basically,
fixed
that, like,
sequence.
all the powers and stuff in, say, Metroid, just keys to actually do things.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, as opposed to just being like keys.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that's one of the reasons why I don't romanticize the genre so much.
Yeah, Feynman, I have to
I
agree.
agree
This
with
dungeon is
Feynman.
pretty
This
badly
is-
designed. It's just lazy, but it's not that bad. It's just kind of tedious.
It's
kind of a
that whole
break,
thing-
really.
The whole thing with items as keys is actually one of the reasons I like Metroid stuff so much. But it has to be done well. It doesn't. The item not only has to act as a key, it has to act as a key in a way that the player doesn't necessarily expect. Like examples like the later DS Castlevania games, you see a platform that you can't reach and it's like, oh, eventually I'll get a double jump here.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
compared to, say, Circle of the Moon, where before you even
Oh,
get
God.
the double jump, you get a wall kick ability instead,
Oh, the
which
music
gets
change.
you
That's pretty
higher,
cool.
but in a different way. Actually,
Really
that sounded really bad.
I wasn't. I didn't
actually
like
really cool.
Circle of the Moon, partially because I couldn't find half of the cards. I mean, it was just like really weird.
Was that the first one? The first one after
Yeah, that's the
Symphony
first
of the
Yeah.
Night?
one. I've never
Yeah.
played it except for like the first 5 minutes.
I've only played. I actually haven't played any of the Castlevania Metroidvanias, whatever you want to call them, except for Order of Ecclesia. That's actually the only one I've played.
Oh, well, that's a
Yeah,
pretty good one.
the essentials, I think, to play in that particular series, play Symphony of the Night, play Aria of Sorrow, and play Portrait of Ruin, and you can safely ignore all the rest.
Well, I think the training area in Ecclesia is really nice as well, actually.
I like Ecclesia a lot, actually. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah,
there are better. I'm sure there are better
Yes,
games in the
yeah.
series, but
I mean,
still.
Ecclesia is good, but I wouldn't say it's anywhere among the betters of the Metroid types. Because, I mean, it would be a lot more fun to me if the bosses didn't do, like, 1/4 of your hit point
You
worth
know-
of damage if you so much as touch them.
Oh,
You know, the thing
yeah,
I like
that's
about
true.
Ecclesia, though, is it's more stage-based. It's almost like a halfway point between the classic series and the newer
Right.
games. Until you get to Dracula's Castle, obviously. But again, that's just like...
Yeah.
The castle
That
in
was-
that
that
game
was
is more
great.
like the one in Super Castlevania 4, really.
Yeah, because the Dracula's Castle thing is basically that game's equivalent of Symphony's Inverted Castle. It's the mid-game hook
Right.
that you think is the end of the game, but then it turns out to be another thing in itself.
Yeah, because you get the good ending with a certain set of items and blah 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 blah.
Which
I was
by that
actually-
point was getting pretty played out.
Yep, indeed. It's like, oh, what do you have to do to get the bad ending in this game? And who's the one who actually turns evil? Was what I was thinking partway through it.
Kind of liked in
Yeah.
what was it? Was that the DS one with the second one with Soma? I liked the
Dawn
extra
of Sorrow?
That was cool that the bad end actually.
Oh yeah,
Well, don't wanna
You actually still get a reward for the bad end.
Yeah, I know. I like that. That was.
and
that
it
was kinda
continues
And
on the story in a sense.
Yeah.
Cool. And
Which
it
is
had a
basically
totally
what-
different play mode.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was kind of almost like Castlevania 3 because you had the 3 different characters to switch between.
Yeah, but really all that changes is playstyle, because it's not like any of them
Yeah.
can do anything that the others can't.
That's true.
Except for Yoko, who sucks.
Well, she can heal.
Okay, so after I beat this dungeon, I think I'm going to take a detour and explore just a few of the other Adventure Island games, at least a couple of them. Probably
Ooh,
Monster
yes.
Lair and the original game on the SMS, and then I'm going to maybe just play a random game after that. But maybe not. Might just stick it with just end it there. Oh, damn.
I'm guessing this is a different Adventure
Ow!
Island. from
Ow, what the
NES.
hell? God, this guy's a... What the hell?
I don't know. As much as I enjoy the Wonder Games,
This is
there's a
the
certain
worst
charm.
boss, I think. I don't know. I hate this one.
Do I have to, like, stab him in the junk or something? Or what the hell?
You have to stab him in the nose, and you have to...
Time it just right so that he doesn't sneeze all over you, but at least... Oh,
Wow,
God.
this guy is.
Otherwise,
annoying.
you
This is
serve
bullcrap.
on his crap.
And I can't switch my sub-weapons.
It's a
Okay,
good
now I
thing
see
you
why you
have
call
to-
these pissing attacks.
Yeah. Well, I have to make everything.
Oh,
think
my
he's-
God. This is awful.
Wow.
Like, the maze wasn't that bad. Oh, hey, you just have to do it right as soon as he jumps out, and then he'll just duck back down. Oh, and I did,
Yeah,
like,
like,
3 points
all
of
of the
damage.
bosses
Oh, okay,
have
that
s-
did a little bit more.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I hate. You might do 3, you might hit him again, you'll do 14. It's totally random. It makes no sense. It would make more sense if, like, you hit in one area and it would do less damage, and then hit in, like, a critical spot and it would do...
Exactly, because you did. That's exactly what happened. Like you go from like
Okay,
97
8 damage.
to
You just did 8 damage.
89-ish,
You
yeah.
did 4
And
damage.
he just hit me, so, or he just got an attack, and oh my God, this is awful. Hey, if you let me pop out of the ground, you're gonna die. Oh God. I guess it's
69, okay, so
okay.
you-
I meant most of the bosses pretty much just do exactly this. This is literally it. Like the first boss did this, second boss has done something just like this.
Yeah, they just have kind of... They look a little different, and their pissing attacks have different arcs. So it's kind of like, you know, Peter North as a... Oh, well, actually, as opposed to Ron Jeremy.
Oh,
You know.
God. Oh.
That's another one for you, Nameless.
Yeah. I mean, once you get the pattern down, he seems like really easy.
He is,
Yeah.
yes. It's just not letting him get an oopening,
Right.
which is kind of lame, but whatever.
And the juggling isn't so much like it doesn't like kill you. It's just really annoying because it
Yeah.
defers your
Can't-
ability to do
You
anything.
can't hit him or jump or pause.
Move, yeah.
Whatever.
Ow, 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 God! Hurts so much! Why you gotta do that? Jeez! Gotcha! Ha 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 ha, you die!
It's
Oh man, 1 HP.
Is there infinite
again.
coins in here, I wonder, until you get hit by the ghost, or...? No, there probably
Yeah,
isn't.
you can. I mean, the fire ghost
there
thing
you go.
changes its pattern, but like
Oh man, the thing about the fire ghost guy is that
Oh, hey,
like
Piranha Dude.
one of the big problems I had when I started playing Monsterland was that I'd often end up in exactly the right place to pick up the key before I had collected the gold after some
okay.
boss
Mike
battles.
says that the coins eventually run out.
Oh, okay.
It's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, makes sense. Let's see, what's in here? Is there nothing in here? Okay, nothing.
Now
I don't
you
need
have,
any more
What are you
revives.
now? Some kind of fish man?
Yeah, I'm a
you're
fish man.
a piranha man.
Oh,
He
cool.
looks a little more like, if you ever played Legend of Valkyrie, the player 2, his name's Xandra, he looks exactly like him in the
wait.
TurboGrafx version.
Wait, isn't Sandra no
aka
Divoken?
Werlo.
Yeah, Werlo. Yeah.
Oh god, that game is so depressing. Like, what the hell?
Oh God, Warlock.
That is
Don't-
nightmare
don't even remind me
fuel.
of Warlock.
Ah. Man, I want to
Yeah,
punch the people who thought that was a good idea, like that story. Like, you started off and, like, everybody's dead, you have to go rescue everybody, but you probably can't because you're a loser, and then it's like, you get the game over and, like, you turn to stone or turn into this evil monster, and you, like, hate
Also,
that
half
so
your
much.
attacks end up killing you.
I guess it's because, I mean, it's a prequel to Valkyrie, so, like, what happens is she basically beats the crap out of him after he became evil, and then he turns back to normal, so everything's okay. So I guess they're like, well, we can do a depressing thing because we know that, if you played the first game, you know that it's, going to turn out all right, but
I see
it's
how
still
this works.
depressing.
I'm serious about your attacks killing you because, like, all of them, like, leave you vulnerable for, like, 5 seconds or so.
They do. And there's some enemies that will actually edge towards you.
That
Okay, you see
game,
the...
like,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just thinking, like, because I actually was able to get kind of far in it. I think I watched a video and it almost feels like like an FMV game that you can actually control. It's very, you have to do things a very specific way or you die, pretty much.
That's actually how. Did you ever play Lester the Unlikely?
Yeah, actually, I did kind of like that. Although I think I cheated and played it with save states because this was during a time where I just would play through games just to see what they were, and I would cheat.
There's that, and then if you ever played Space Ace for the SNES.
Oh my, oh god, the Space Ace port for the SNES is garbage. Like, man,
It really is.
I was impressed that they could get the video and the sounds. It was kind of cool that they did that, but like you'd have these little like video clips from the actual game, not the SNES game. But it was like it was like maybe like.
Now, since I can't really write down the password here, I'm going to cheat and save state, and I'll come back to this.
CD video windows look like, you know.
Let's see, what do we got in terms? Okay, we have the original Wonder Boy. That's what we'll play next.
I was so pissed because I really loved those old games, and at the time, you know, they didn't have like 58 versions of Space Ace or Dragon's Lair like they did now. Like back then, it was like, holy shit, they're doing a. And apparently, there was going to be an NES version of.
Oh wait, can I run? Yeah, that's what. Okay.
I'd say the NES version of Dragon's Lair is better than the Space Ace and the SNES.
Well, there was actually, you know, there was a. They started on
kill me if I jump on these
a
guys?
version
It
of
probably
Space
does.
Ace in the NES, but then they canceled it because the NES version of Dragon's Lair, everybody thought it was shit because it really was.
I've seen a picture.
Which version of it? The SNES version? Or?
The NES version of Dragon's Lair is
Oh
like,
my god, yeah. Oh.
You got it's so funny how deliberate he moves, and then one hit kills him from most attacks.
Oh, ow, ow, ow.
The animation is really awesome, but that's about it. The problem is he's animated so well that he can't move.
Yeah, that's something a lot of European games do. It's like, we can have like 10 billion frames of animation, but you won't be able to control anything at all, ever.
I guess the only good thing is they didn't have depressing game over screens in
Oh,
most
man.
European games. You remember the Lynx games? Like, holy crap!
Yeah, I remember Bob was showing those off, like Fat Bobby. That was awful.
Those like Kung Fu, like he's like.
I remember Kung Food.
It's like,
Oh,
you know
It
what?
melts.
I hate life. I'm
that's
just gonna.
that's one of those that has like the most disturbing game over screen of any game, isn't it?
Doesn't his skin melt off or something?
Yeah, his skin
Yeah.
melts. Yeah, it's like it shows him. He's like he does it kind of like, oh fuck it, and then his skin melts off. And then there's that Fat Bobby where like.
Yeah,
get
if you
shot
lose, like he
and he
shoots you and you like
explodes.
just explode into like
Were
giblets.
you there when I was streaming all those Lynx games, Rosies?
No, I don't think Xerxes was. I think JoJo was though. I remember that actually.
I was really drunk.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah, I
ow.
remember all of those, and they were like,
Yeah, I was almost expecting like somebody to like Batman Returns.
Oh. Oh.
That one didn't have a depressing game over, but I was really surprised that it didn't.
neither did Dirty Larry, but I thought
hey.
it would have one.
You actually have to unlock the.
it's
Oh,
like
this game.
your friends are dead, your
I
cat
like
is
the-
dead.
I like the throwing hammers. They're basically this game's equivalent of Mario fireballs. Like I think they even bounce a bit.
Yeah, they do. But see if I can get this stupid egg to crack open. Okay. There we go. Eat hammers.
You want to try and run into them a bit more slowly because they'll inherit your velocity, something like that.
Sega.
Oh jeez,
Oh!
this game is ridiculous.
And I'm ridiculously
Yeah.
bad at it, as you can see.
Like
Continue or restart.
although you can hold button 1 or whatever to run quickly and jump higher, you really don't want to always do that. Because even though you're on a time limit, there's a lot of stuff that you'll miss, and Wonder Boy has such inertia that it's really hard to get him to do anything to stop.
Do you have automatic, or you have unlimited continues to begin with on this one, right?
Yeah, I think you
I
might.
hope so.
I think.
Because
so.
on
This
Adventure
week.
Island, you had to find the Hudson Honeybee. I
Ah,
think it was. I think it was the first level, but there was a
Right,
hidden item
it's
that you
like
had to
right
find.
at the end. There's
Yeah.
maybe like somewhere you have to jump to reveal it, but if you get that, you do have unlimited continues.
You know what?
But if not,
It's pretty important because this game is absurdly difficult and unforgiving otherwise.
Hey, I don't know if it's off topic. Did anyone get the official version of Monster World 4 off of the Virtual Console?
I got it, but not off the Virtual Console, if you know what I mean.
What did they translate "Everyone Hates You" as? I'm curious.
The last guy in that line that used to say, "We all hate you," in that version, he says, "Bring me something good."
Ah, okay.
So he still seems to have nothing but contempt for you, but he's not as upfront about it.
I'm guessing that was a DJAP thing.
Yeah,
Probably.
probably. Oh,
Not anywhere as crazy as the whole thing with Arch in Tales of Fantasia.
oh God, I heard about
What
that.
did they do with him?
Well,
Or
it's a bit obscene. I'll say that.
Hey, I
Are
can
you
just
allowed
charge
to
through
say
all
it
of you. You're
on-
dead. Yeah.
It's like one of those.
Oh.
I'll say this: it's one of those scenes where they're unconscious or dreaming or something, and they're saying someone's name in their sleep, except they decided to interpret that in the words.
Oh God.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
see, I thought they were. I thought you were talking about the F's like a tiger line.
Well, that too.
You know, I just realized this game's a little bit racist. Just a
But
little
yeah,
bit.
that's why.
Oh,
everyone
did you find
hates
that?
it.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was,
you probably already.
Guys,
Oh.
yeah.
Speaking of which, I got some more eggplant wizard cards.
Oh God. Yeah, I remember
Uh,
you talking about that actually.
I'm gonna send one to my wife because it's funny.
Send her an actual eggplant too.
Oh God.
No, her
Oh,
parents.
Oh God, Mario Cloud.
Yep.
That's the thing. Some of those clouds
Oh.
are just floating up and down. Some of them scroll across the screen like that.
I still want someone to play Thunder Boy.
Yeah, I will.
Uh,
Someone
is
should do
that-
that eventually, but God.
Yeah.
Remember, what was it? Not Thunder Shark. It was like Thunder Jaws. Yeah, that was like effed up.
Yeah, that
It's like
game.
a
I
huge
remember
rolling
Xerxes was
thunder
actually there
pop on it.
watching that one while I was streaming that ages ago. Like just streaming MAME games.
Yeah, it was kind of like Rolling Thunder. It was kind of like that. It was kind of like the Batman arcade game. It was by Atari Games, but it had this like kind of. It was kind of creepy and.
It was a little bit. Yeah,
There's
there
a-
were some sexual overtones going on there.
Yeah,
like,
it's kind of like it's not that it's overtly creepy. It's just if you see I don't know. Sorry, I got freaked out by something.
it's okay.
Just like
Yeah, that
freaked out
was
by
actually a very fun game. But yeah, there was some really just.
like remember at the end, like you beat it, and then the girls were like,
Yeah, they come
stroking
over and they
his leg.
basically service you. It's like, man, like how
Yeah,
did they
it's
get
just-
away with
How
that?
did they get away with that? Yeah, exactly.
I guess nobody played it. I don't know. Or kids didn't really
They're
care
like,
about
"Ah,
what their
screw it."
kids
Yeah,
were
the
doing
noise
in the
got
What's this? Are we
arcades.
talking about ballet studios again?
It probably would take you.
There
like
was
$100
actually a
to
brothel in the
beat that game.
Japanese version. It actually was.
Yes, it was.
It was so obvious too. Like you could tell. Like
Right.
I like how they said it's a ballet studio. Kids can't come here because it would warp their boats. Cough, cough.
What's
Yes.
this on Ballet Studio?
No, is that
Lance
X-Men's
Stalker
in.
from last month.
Oh, the Madame Yards or whatever. It was.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, not to interrupt or anything. My brother is asking if he's allowed into the stream,
I don't see why not. It's the
and
net.
Skype and all that.
It seems like we're doing
Sure.
pretty fine with you know, like 4 or 5 people in here. So, plus it's kind of winding down. So I assume most people, you know, they either probably left or you know, maybe they want to see something different or just hear us BS. I don't know.
My
I was gonna
girlfriend
tell
is watching this right now at the moment, I think. Or at least I linked her to it because she was curious, so she might be there somewhere. I don't
Okay.
know.
All right. I'm pulling him in. I just told him not to try not to swear too much.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Try.
Guten Tag.
Yeah, try. Yes, it's kind of hard when you're playing games like this. Oh, ah, damn it! There goes my
Hola,
skateboard.
what's up?
Hello,
Oh,
there's
hi,
X.
sorry.
Or
Did you have
X,
your mic
rather.
switched off again?
Ow!
Yes.
That bat just bit me right in the crotch.
And
would
See,
tell
what
you,
was
yes.
you were saying
Like,
about
has
the
to-
bat?
Oh, since I'm playing the original game, did any of you people see that picture Cal linked? Like he actually found that. I told him to put that in the
Yes.
thread because it's just so bad.
Let me have a look.
Basically,
I
it's
don't want
it's
to.
basically Bakali. What is it? Bakali Temjin as a Bishonen, or what it is. I
What
am
was-
dead
what-
serious. It is hilarious. It is the funniest thing I've seen. It's like really.
Who?
Actually,
who
I'm,
is-
I'm gonna do a little digging of my own.
Try to see if you can find any fan art. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see if
Can't
they have
look it
anything on
up.
Pixiv.
Oh Lord, I can't even begin to imagine.
If you find any art of him as a Dragon Man, let me know.
Oh, okay. Actually, it's not. I forget who it is in Dragon's Curse or Dragon's Trap. I don't think that's Bakli Temjin. I know it is in Monsterland though, or I forget how the story goes. It's really convoluted. I can't remember if it's actually the same guy in all the games until like Monster World, and then it's like. Then
I know
it's
Monster
Xion.
Lair, it's like, isn't it like his descendant or something? Because
Yeah.
there's like a brother and sister, I thought.
There's Xion in Monster World. I don't know. And there's Asha, I think, in Monster World
Yeah.
4.
It seems like Asha is the only really unique character in the series. But then again, doesn't that like
Oh.
take place in a completely different world or something?
Don't you meet Xion somewhere in Monster World 4, you said?
Yeah, that was something Cal was saying. You actually do meet Xion in Monster World 4. So it's a different. I assume it's a different continent or something. Huh.
Yeah, given the whole Middle Eastern look
Yeah.
that it's got going
Yeah.
on.
Right.
All right, skateboard time.
I guess it's sort of like the difference between like the two Shining Forces and stuff.
Mm.
Oh, hey, what is that wizard? Or what is that? Uh-oh, that's not good.
Uh-oh, is it Mr. Wizard?
No, it's a I don't know what this what that Grim Reaper guy was doing. It's probably nothing good though.
He slows you down, I think.
Okay, that would explain it then. Because yeah, I kind of just died.
I think he drains your energy extra fast or something.
Oh yeah, I think that's what it is actually.
Oh,
but I
yeah.
think you.
Ick.
Oh geez, the stones kill you? I thought they just
Ow.
took a little bit off your timer. Wow.
Well, those stones do. The ones on the ground, I think he trips over.
Right. Yeah, those will
that
just
the-
take away a little of your time.
And this is like one of the only games I can think of where you
Ow.
can actually trip and fall and potentially die.
There was that one game. What was it for the Mac? Well, I'm trying to remember where you could literally die from tripping. What was it? Dark Castle, I think.
Dark Castle, yeah.
You know
Dark
that game?
Castle.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it's as bad as its reputation. I mean, yeah, it's a very awkward, weird game to play. But for starters, it was released in what, like 1986, 88, something like
Yeah,
that.
for the
2, it was
original
mouse
black and
driven.
white
You were
Mac.
supposed to be able to aim with the mouse. Is the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's why it doesn't work on the Genesis. But even the Genesis
Right.
port, I didn't think was that bad.
Yeah,
It's annoying though. Like the sounds and the graphics were kind of muddy. But
yeah.
There's still no excuse for like tripping over a pixel-high step.
yeah, that is
That
BS.
is ridiculous. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the dragon.
Oh,
Like,
God.
so European.
It is really, but you know, I have a soft spot for European games, like especially like I don't know why, like
I
Turrican.
mean,
Take
there
it,
are
I
some
don't
good
know.
ones, but damn, I mean, like they're super dark, and I guess it's kind of like just to kind of keep you down in a world of crap, because you know that's like how it is in
Some parts of Europe, yes. I know that Eastern European games are really dark usually. I kind of like that though, because
Sometimes.
I don't know, I like some of those games, like how dark they are. Like Stalker,
You know, I'm
that is
surprised
a really
there's
cool
actually
game.
No, I haven't found any hentai yet. I have found some of Wonder Boy in Monsterland.
Some just actual normal fan art, not pornographic or Rule 34 or anything.
Yeah, I mean it's yeah, it shows him running away from a bunch of mushrooms, but he's in his underwear.
You know, speaking of dudes in underwear running away from stuff, I have to admit that I do like Adventure Island slightly more than Wonder Boy, partly because of the fact that they increase the number of music like that you encounter between levels, and also
we'll give it one
Now
more try.
what? The hentai.
yeah, there's also like more complex music as well. There's more direction to it, I think, and of course, most of all, you play as the executive of Hudson in his underwear.
And the later
riding on
games
a
became more like
skateboard and
Monster
throwing
Boy or
tomahawks.
Monster Boy, good lord, Wonder Boy, right? Like some
Was
of the
that-
later ones, like
It's-
Super Adventure Island 2 or something. Was
Well,
Yeah.
the original Adventure Island, it was literally just Wonder Boy, except with red hair and a baseball
it is-
cap.
Yes, it's the same game.
the same-
Only like this Takahashi Meiji.
Yeah, with in a palm frond, and he's even kind of pudgy.
Yep.
Huh.
With the big lip and underbite and everything.
Yeah.
It's still amazing me they made an Adventure Island for the Wii. Where is that really that big of a demand?
I thought the big demand was for them to finally release that damn version of Bonk.
yeah,
but
that's
they
never
never
gonna get
did
released
that.
because Konami canceled it because they hate fun, I guess, or they hate something. I don't know. Konami's kind of
Konami hates everyone.
Yeah, Konami hates people, Sega hates money. They've all got their own
Capcom's
views.
just evil. They're the
Capcom
EA of Japan, pretty much.
Yeah. Capcom hates
Yeah.
giving things away on the actual disc.
And I guess Namco is the Activision of Japan or something.
Capcom's blaming everything on Sony now.
Namco seems to be their own unique brand of evil, and I'm not even sure how to describe it anymore.
Well, I'm actually not doing too bad,
Because
of course. As soon as I say that, I'm gonna die.
They stopped doing the whole selling half the game and making you buy the stages for $2 a piece.
Oh!
But,
I just know them mainly as the Idolmaster people these days.
Oh
I have
god,
to admit.
Idolmaster.
Which
So
I really
take
wish.
that
You know,
out.
it's kind of sad that's where gaming's going in Japan in a lot of ways. It's just that
Konami-
very
You know
niche
what's
sort of...
ironic?
very
What?
unique brand of evil to its own these days, too, because a company they have a certain...
Uh-oh, I'm gonna get to the boss, aren't I? And he's gonna... I'm gonna have a
They
weapon to
have
deal
to have a
with.
very special brand of contempt
Oh,
for their
never mind.
audience to let games like Never Dead come out.
You know what I find really ironic?
What?
Namco specifically said there's not going to be any DLC characters in Tekken vs. Street Fighter.
Yeah, I heard that. I actually was really surprised by that, but I bet you they're doing that as sort of to one-up Capcom after they saw the whole fiasco over that. Like, they're like, you know what? We're not touching that with a
It's
10-foot pole.
specifically their lead designer, like the creator of Tekken, has said that he makes it a general rule never
Not to
make
do-
characters
yeah.
DLC. Stages, maybe.
Costumes, yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, costumes I don't care. You know, if you want to plunk down like however much money to make your character look like a dork, then go ahead, buy all.
I think the analogy that he specifically used
milk.
was rock,
What the
paper,
hell?
scissors. If you're playing rock, paper, scissors, you don't charge people extra money to throw rock. Because it's an
would
integral
make
part
sense.
of the game balance.
Capcom's blamed Sony because of like apparently it's this. They're saying they had an exclusivity agreement for like
For the
whatever.
Vita or whatever.
Yeah, it was because the Vita.
Yeah,
version,
but who's gonna buy a freaking full fighting game for a portable? Honestly.
Why exclusive? Cole's the only one that could possibly be exclusive to Sony.
Well, they apparently they paid like for I think it was
They
kind
paid
of like
for
well we get
characters
we
to
get
get
this
on.
stuff before you, and then like I don't know, for whatever reason they couldn't get it done for the Vita version, you know, with the other ones. And
I really hope they
Anyway,
hack Cole in the PC version, by the way.
yeah, same here. I
I
mean, I'm-
bet you he's in the data files. I don't think Konami's smart enough to rip him out of there, and probably Pac-Man. and
Capcom,
all
you mean?
those- Yeah, Capcom.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know, I actually had the pleasure of handling a PS Vita today while I was out. And,
Oh,
you know,
God.
they seem to have screwed up the controls a bit more than the PSP. Like, the D-pad is all, like, tiny and clicky. The buttons are even smaller than the PSP.
Yeah, that's just the
I
thing.
didn't
Why
have
would
too
you
much
play a
problem
fighting
with the
game on a
D-pad.
freaking portable
the,
like that?
The two sticks, though, are surprisingly good. Like, they're a little better than the analog nubs of the PSP, but...
a lot
Nameless-
better actually.
Nameless Frederick was saying something about how the sticks really don't have enough throw to them, and you know that seems to be the best way to say what's wrong with those sticks, because there's just not enough distance between center stage
Oh,
and
yeah.
all the way forward. So if you're actually needing to use the analog for something, you either do it all or nothing.
Okay,
so
here's the
it
boss,
defeats
apparently.
the purpose.
Yeah, boss is coming up. It's showtime.
Go for broke.
Oh, I killed him before he even got on the screen. What the hell?
Oh man, I love it when that happens. And finally, we have beaten the first level of this game. It
Yep.
only took us how long?
Oh, a good 15, 20 minutes.
That
I
was
don't
only the
know.
first level, seriously?
Well, yeah, there are
lord.
like 4 sub-stages in each round, and there are like 9 or 10 rounds, I think, depending on whether you collect all the dolls.
Oh, that's right.
Ah.
Hey, I think Zog's in here. Is that ZG's? Is that Zogbog?
No, that's my girlfriend.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell because, you know, I could see him going by ZG or something.
Happy
Yeah.
for beheading.
The Z to the G. I don't know.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I think since, you know, this is a pretty good display of the game, I think. So I think I'm going to
Yeah.
jump to...
Yeah, it's kind of like My Hero, really.
Well, no,
The
I wouldn't
next-
mind playing the whole thing. It's just for, like, a
It's
stream
the-
like
the
this.
The next few stages really. This stage doesn't seem to offer anything different from what we've already seen.
Alright, so we'll jump an entire generation of consoles here, and we'll play Monster Lair. I actually kind of like this one. It's kind of weird, though.
There's a funny thing about the Master System Wonder Boy, in that there seems to be a whole unused song hidden in it that may or may not have
I love
been
that sound.
designed for like a different part of the game. Like you'd have one set of music for the regular foresty levels, one for the beachy levels, one for the cavey levels. You know,
So maybe it's just
would
something
have-
they intended, like it's something they intended to use and it just ended up on the cutting room floor, basically.
Yeah, I don't know. It's apparently in the game somewhere. I don't know if it was even if that was actually what it was planned
So,
to be used.
Monster Lair is kind of its own thing. It's kind of weird compared to the other, even compared to some of the other Wonder Boy games and licenses. It's a shmup, kind of. So like these first few stages, oh well, it looks like just like you can now shoot stuff. It's just adventure, not Adventure Island, but Wonder Boy, but you can shoot stuff. Well, you'll see. You'll see what happens when we get to the end of the stage.
You got like flying stuff at the end, don't you?
Yeah, it's a shmup. It's like full on.
Yeah,
It's kind of cool.
It really is, yeah.
Is this the only
I've seen some
platforming level?
gameplay videos.
No, there's platforming. Every stage is split into two parts. It's split into a platforming section and then a shmup section, which you'll see. Oh god.
This character design reminds me of Pit from Kid Icarus. Like,
It does
both
kinda, yeah.
versions of him.
A little.
Like old version and new version.
I love these seagulls. They
can
look
see
so
that a little
derpy.
bit.
I actually really like the character
actually-
designs on this. Like the cover, if you can find the cover for this, I don't know if it's the Japanese or European version, but it's really just cool. They're like, everything's got like googly eyes and looks real crazy.
And now that I think of it, it's not so much Kid Icarus that I'm reminded of. It's more the Capcom arcade game Mega Twins, or the Genesis game for some reason came out here as Cheeky Cheeky Boys.
You would think it would be like, it's so weird. That sounds like
But
its name would be in
the
Japanese.
title. And
Oh, okay.
They decided they changed it for the U.S. arcade release, but they didn't change it for the Genesis port.
Weird.
And here I am riding on a
And
slowpoke.
that's an interesting game anyway. Like, not great, but definitely interesting.
It's mostly just a beat 'em up, isn't it?
Yeah, kinda. It's a scrolling, like, hack and slash platforming kind of thing. But you get two different playable characters, and they have slightly unique abilities to each of them. It's like, I think one of them can somewhat climb walls, and the other has better sword skills than the other, so they can do things like cleave stalactites in half.
So this
to-
Fruit
to-
Loop gun is probably the best one in the
Stuff.
game.
Yeah, because it's got a
It
lot
just
of
spreads
range.
out, yeah.
Yeah. It like covers like an entire half of the screen vertically at least.
Yeah.
If it spreads out far enough. Or maybe the entire screen if you go far back enough.
Yeah, maybe.
Full screen firepower.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
I was really impressed. I've actually been playing the new Kirby game, and there's kind of a section like that in there as well, where you kind of jump into this shmup sort of game.
Which game is
Except that
this
there's,
now?
like-
X?
It's the newest Kirby on DS, the
Oh.
Mass Attack.
Oh, okay.
It's weird because you know how some games for rewards they give you like art, they give you extra songs, they give you a jukebox, whatever. This game rewards you by giving you more games.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Superstar did that as well.
Yeah.
I kind of think that might be where they're going with it too, because like every type I've unlocked so far has been a different game. So like a couple of them have been mini games, kind of like the ones on the 64, and then there's been the shmup one. There was one that I unlocked that's actually a full pinball game. It's
Nice.
almost a remake of Kirby and Pinball Land.
I hear
On
there's
the
like a full
Game
RPG
Boy.
in there too.
Oh
There
man.
probably is. It was
And
I
they're
need to
like
get this
having-
game, man. This sounds amazing. And
And they have like cameos in the
How come-
anime characters.
like, I wish they would have mentioned that when they were selling it or like trying to, advertise the game. I had no idea it was more than just like a little RTS sort of thing. Oh, okay, that. Oh, that was a variant. Interesting. Okay.
It's actually the main game even is a lot more like Pikmin than anything,
Oh, okay.
but it's a lot more action based than that. So like Pikmin, you were kind of encouraged to go slow and think things over before you actually did them. This one, it's like just pile everybody on one guy and blast them, whatever.
Zerg Rush.
Yeah,
Is
pretty
it
much.
pretty like
Gosh,
a typical Kirby
maybe.
game besides the whole gimmick?
It seems pretty good. I mean, it's got a lot of levels, and each level actually has some pretty.
Oh, here we
unique
go. The
stuff.
big
It's
fire. Yes, I've gotten this before. This is awesome.
Does it play like a Kirby game for the most part except for the new gimmick?
Pretty much, yeah. There's one level actually that I played where you have to pile them all into a balloon, like a hot air balloon,
Oh.
and
Oh.
so you have on the
Oh,
bottom
okay, so I
screen
can
you
continue on the
shift
spot,
back
at
and
least.
forth to change the weight balance of it, but then on the top screen you can see where you're actually flying, and you
This
have to
weapon
like
sucks
dodge
up.
side to side
Smart.
to miss the spike balls. It's pretty unique actually.
Mm.
These weapons are, that one fire weapon is amazing.
Yeah, that is the best weapon. It's so awesome, but you don't get it very often.
No, I'd imagine not. Probably would completely break the game.
The last time I played this, I got that thing of like a couple times in a row. It was really great.
So which game is this that you're playing?
Wonder Boy 3 Monster Lair, which not to be confused with
Lair.
Wonder Boy 3 Monster World.
Yeah.
That confused the
This
hell out
one's,
of me when
by the way,
when I was trying to find
Genesis
Monster
game, I think,
World
isn't it?
ages ago. I accidentally confused it with Monster Lair, and I started up. Wait a minute, this isn't Monster World. This is a shmup. What the hell's going on? It's still a fun game in its own right, though.
Yeah, there was a TurboGrafx 16 version of this one that I think retains
CD.
actual.
Yeah.
Turbo CD. It has a really nice soundtrack, as you might expect for a CD game.
This game has a good soundtrack to begin with, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The cover for the US version is like really screwed up because it has the kind of super deformed characters like in the game on the one side, and then you have this like semi-realistic drawing of a snake, and it just has this like really screwed up look on its face.
Dude,
Look it
any
up. It's kind of nightmarish.
Are there any good covers for any of these games in the US? Because they all look terrifying.
Yeah, they all look either
Yeah.
terrifying
Oh,
or really
man.
smug or.
Rape face on the Wonder Boy and Monster Land.
Monster World. Yeah.
And everyone's like
Monster
running away
Land.
from him in terror.
Yeah, that is my favorite expression on any box art.
It looks like it's not as good as the Ecstatica 2 cover though. It's up there though. Like, I wish I could show you guys that on the stream.
It
but
definitely rivals Bowie Spock, though.
Yeah, it
Yes.
does.
Bowie Spock? What's Bowie Spock?
The U.S. Landstalker artwork looks like Spock with a David Bowie wig.
Yeah,
See,
picture of
I
this?
thought Bowie Spock was awesome though.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point, though.
See, when I start playing these games, I think that's what I'm going to have to do from now on. Is I'm just going to have to make some silly joke about the box art, because I did that because I was the one who started the whole Bowie Spock thing, I think. And then I pointed out the really big blown up face of him from the Monsterland cover. So.
Oh
We should
god.
do Metro Cross next.
What, the guy on the skateboard?
Yeah, the so 90s it hurts skateboarder.
Wasn't that game named the 80s?
Oh man,
though?
Xerxes just
Yeah.
mentioned the box art to Column Street. Now that is a classic. Like
Oh man.
Oh, with that random guy in
the
the
fat
yellow
balding
shirt.
intern man or some. Who? I don't know
Let
who
me
he
go
was
look this
supposed to
up.
be. You haven't seen that yet, but oh my god, that is
Oh,
a classic. Like they had this
Yeah.
box art clearly, and they're like, this isn't doing it for us. We need something a little bit more bald and middle aged.
Add a human factor to it,
Yeah.
The great part about that too is that this seems to be an officially like Sega sanctioned thing, because there's an issue of Sega Visions where they're doing a 2-page spread review of that game, and they've got more photos of that guy in the yellow shirt.
Really?
Okay, I just saw it. That's
We have to
weird.
find this. Like, someone has to dig this up. History has to be preserved
what game
here.
is this again?
Columns 3, Revenge of Columns.
Yeah.
I just saw it. He looks so confused with the cover.
The story mode of that game is just you're in a pyramid and you're looking for some treasure, and you have to do a Mean Bean Machine style battle against a whole bunch of different characters. in
Oh.
order to get.
Including an explorer and a spider.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so after
the weird, inexplicable Japanese guy just is all the more bizarre when you consider that it has nothing to do with the story mode whatsoever.
Do any of you remember this cover? I'm gonna put this in Skype.
okay, I won't be able to look at this on the stream,
Okay.
but just tell me which game it is. I might know.
Bust to Move 2.
I think is this the one with the baby on
Oh.
the cover?
And-
No, that'd be
No.
Super Busted. This is the one with the guys with the guy with the matchsticks in his eyes.
That I have not seen. I'm gonna have to look at this afterwards.
It's kind of nightmarish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that ad.
At least it isn't like Snow Bros 2, the character select screen, because oh my god.
Someone take their babies to work and just draw them in the game or something.
John Wayne Gacy, baby. That's how the Snow Bros looks. He looks like John Wayne Gacy if he was a baby. Or he looks like Clown from Spawn, too, if he was a baby, so... Which is kind of makes sense, considering that's who the character was based on. Because, Todd McFarlane is that original.
That's just scary.
I'm looking this up and just wow.
Well, this is interesting. If you search for Super Bust-A-Move on thing,
What search?
on
Moby.
Moby Games, the default
Moby Games.
artwork is actually of the Japanese version's cover. because I guess they consciously decided they didn't want the game to be represented by the baby with the sunglasses and the weird red spittle bubble.
Do you know what the worst Master System cover is?
Is it the one with the wrestling, or is it the one where the person's holding
No,
the card of the game itself?
Yes, that's the one.
The Transbob, wasn't it? Or is
Like,
it
they didn't even get a picture, just some guy holding the cartridge.
What about Action Fighter or Power Fighter or whatever it is? It's just a lag.
I think Black Belt, that's the one.
Oh, Black Belt. That is what it is. I think.
Xerxes
Also
mentioned
known as
something
the
that
best- It's the North Star game ever.
But Xerxes mentioned something in the stream chat that Monster Lair strikes him as a vastly superior version of Altered Beast. I can kind of see that because in the second stage to this, there are those weird snakes dangling down from the ceiling, kind of like an Altered Beast.
Yeah.
You know, I
That's-
wonder if I have Altered Beast too, because God, I love that game. It's so bad, but I love it.
Yeah.
I'll have to see. I guess I'll stop it here because this is, you can probably get the idea of what this game has to offer by
Did
now.
you do Monster World 4?
I can show that off a little bit, yeah. I kind of don't want to because it's probably going to be a little bit slow, but I can probably do that.
Okay,
Let's
never
see.
mind.
No, give me a moment.
It doesn't take terribly long to get it into like an actual playable bit.
Yeah.
Basically, you just have to go into a couple of tents, loot them for all they're worth, and then just run to the right.
Where did you find the crystal? Because I never found that last time.
I don't know. That's
The first tent that you go into actually has a few sub tents inside it that you have to
I have to
press
switch
up
the
on these curtains to
country
go into
to-
other areas.
That's weird. It's not starting for some reason.
But I don't know where to use it, so I ran into kind of the same problem.
Oh, wait,
you
I have
did.
to change it probably
Right.
to Japan and then reset. Because
Shouldn't it do that automatically? Just switch the region?
Well, if you
no.
have it set to do that, it says auto detect.
Yeah, it should be doing that.
You trying to load?
Maybe. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's some weird code in the game that ignores like the region setting.
Yeah, I don't know honestly, but
I don't
I just had to
think
change
that's
the
the region.
I just had to change the region. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So later on, let's see. It seems like Shantae was based a lot on this game because the character
so the
design's
DJ
almost
version.
identical.
I just
think
remember
the DJAP
in-
version is like the only ROM translate version we find.
Oh, but I've actually got the Wii version at the moment on my PC.
Oh yeah. I need to
not even-
see
not even-
about doing that maybe.
Not even a day after it got released, it showed up on a torrent site that I frequented in .bin format.
Well, it's easy to rip the ROMs from the Wii games. People have known how to do that for a while. Since it's actually a game that hasn't existed in that form up until now, I'm not surprised that they were really gung-ho for trying to rip it out of there.
You know, let me see if
Yeah.
that file is actually still on here. Yes, it is. Amazing. It's on this torrent site that I won't mention the name of for the moment because we're live. It's a torrent site that for the moment actually has a rule that you can't upload anything newer than 2004. And if it's a game that was released in a compilation, you can't upload it if it's got brand new content over the original and was released after 2004.
Oh, so it's in Asha's house? Okay, then.
But
I like this game so much better than the other games.
It's very
Yeah.
beautiful, yeah.
Ugh. It's got a little bit of a Legend of Oasis sort of feel to it from what I'm seeing
does.
here, but I've never really played it, so I don't know if that's just based on appearances or...
Okay, I missed those curtains completely. I guess I should have known about those, but I missed
well,
them.
I thought they looked kind of familiar, so I tried to go into one, and yeah, there you go.
Wait, they made a Napoleon Dynamite game? Oh, lord.
Yes, and it's terrible.
Yeah. Has anyone seen the new Napoleon Dynamite cartoon?
She
Has that
wiggles her
been
butt a
airing?
little bit before she
Is
takes
it-
the
Yeah, it's
That's
basically
good.
Family Guy, the Napoleon with the Napoleon Dynamite actors in it.
Right, it sounded,
Wait, there's
it
a
sounded
Napoleon
terrible
Dynamite
from
cartoon
reviews.
now?
Actually,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on Fox.
It's
Really?
terrible.
Why?
It kind of misses the point. It's like
Right.
it's really like fast paced and it's nothing like the movie.
But the
so if
movie
you like
was
the movie,
the whole point of the movie was sort of the awkward, slow-paced humor of it, like these, following this
Yeah.
loser around basically.
yeah, there's nothing like that. It's like I don't know. It just didn't feel. I couldn't make it
Okay.
through a whole
Right,
episode.
I mean,
Did you get everything from that tent?
Yeah, you need to open those orange curtains. I missed it the first time too.
Okay, I'll be back then. Or I'll go back in.
Yeah. Because there's an item that you absolutely have to get.
Yeah, I
And,
missed that when I was
if,
reading that.
if you talk to everyone else in there, someone gives you 5 of the little blue knife gems too.
What do those do? I never figured that out.
If you get 10 of them, it'll increase your heart containers by 1.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
The person that gives you the 5 of them actually
Oh,
tells
okay.
you.
There's the door right there. I can't believe I didn't see that.
Oh, and I think you can speed the text along if you hold B.
Also, on a mostly unrelated note, you know how I was saying about finding an arcade version of Monsterland or whatever,
Uh-huh.
so that I could play through that with the unlimited continue sort of thing?
Let me guess, it's limited.
Well, it's for the most part it's not limited, but then I got to the final stage.
Oh
and,
god.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of Sega arcade games seem to do a lot, is that if you screw up on the last level and you need to continue, rather than allow you the luxury of going back and, you know, starting from even level 9 or something if you're on the 10th level, you start all the way back from the very beginning of the game.
Didn't the
did that
Sonic
too.
Arcade game do that?
Yeah, exactly, it did that. And like, what was even worse was that in the final version of that game, they actually had a time limit at the very end. So if you didn't make it out through the very, very end of the level in time, you would get basically a game over and have to start from the beginning no matter what.
Yeah, I streamed that Sonic Arcade game once, and that's what happened to me.
That's a game that really isn't technically very playable in the MAME at the
Because
moment.
yeah, you
unless
need a
have-
trackball.
You need a
Well, can
trackball.
you use like
not
a
just,
yeah?
Not just any trackball. You need one that has an insane amount of inertia to it. You need one of those giant, like 4-inch diameter missile command trackballs.
Or like the one they had for Capcom Bowling.
Yeah.
Right, it's gotta be a
They
big...
have controllers.
Because
for
I-
those. There's
because
those retrocade joysticks, and they've got ones with.
Yeah, I've seen those. Those look pretty cool. I kind of want to get them, but I have no space for it.
They severely
I have
cut
the same
off.
problem.
They severely cut off what that guy is saying. The guy that says slide down ropes by holding B. You can actually climb ropes faster by triple tapping up repeatedly.
Oh, interesting.
Man, this is really not a good translation they did here, is it?
Well, they probably had
It's a-
limitations to work through. On
But
the
it's like
official
easy-
version, they probably could hack the cartridge or the actual ROM so they could add more, words.
They
You can't
they
do
can
that
add
as a
pages, basically.
you can't do that as like a fan translator. You can't. You have to work within the limitations, and translators back then too had to work within the same sort of limitations.
This is the DJAP version?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, so this has my favorite line in it then.
Everyone hates you.
It's the guy on the bridge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the last guy on the bridge.
I honor you like a son.
You mean the woman, or
Uh,
we all
I
hate
don't-
you?
Might be a woman. Yeah, the one with the hanky, I think. Your things have been entrusted to us. We'll take good care of them. We all hate you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You notice
but yeah,
never
if-
says that though.
In the official version, though, she says, "Bring me something good."
So yes,
I
So-
like the poop rain cows.
yeah, they're like manatee, pig, cow things. I don't know what the hell they
And,
are.
and every single one of them is secretly the
Oh,
ice cream.
Xerxes wants an invite into the call. Could you add him?
Need a new form of livestock? Why not Zoidberg?
I've actually got Xerxes on my contacts list.
I
I
might.
don't think I do.
I can't add him to the call because I'm streaming right now, so, and I'm not the call host, so. Okay, so this guy's just explaining I save your games here, so I'll record your adventures. Yes, actually. There's only 2 save slots though, oddly. His name is, I'm trying to remember what his Skype name is.
Yeah, because I don't see him on my list, even
I
offline.
remember who Some Souls is because I added this person to my list and they never have popped up, so.
Okay, he says
I
he'll
don't-
add you to his so that you should show up. love that generic coin dropping sound. Like, I love how all those games have that.
Add to contacts. Goody. And then scroll up, right click, invite to group call, long. We now have 7 people.
Jeez, really? Wow, full house.
Wow.
Guten Tag, Herr Xerxes.
Oh yeah,
Only
because it's the
6.
6 of you plus me. I was like, there's only 6. Oh, right.
Hey, we can count. That's awesome.
I can
Yay.
only count to 4.
That's why I'm doing computer science and not pure math.
1, 2, many lost.
How many of us are there here?
7.
7.
That's ridiculous.
My window
It is,
shows
yes.
6 people, not counting me, so... Like, I'm not in the window is what I mean, because...
X Factor has the creepiest icon I've ever seen.
What is it? The realistic Patrick Star.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I love that though. I love the expression on his face. That's totally how it would look.
I know
Yes.
Xerxes' avatar is from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I can't help but think of Earthworm Jim when I see it.
Really?
Well, all of these
Oh.
80s
Oh,
cartoons.
okay.
I don't think I've seen his avatar.
You know, while we're inviting people into the stream, Nameless is wondering if he can get in now.
Oh, jeez.
Do we really have that many people in the call? I mean, it might.
Chat.
Remember, the quality goes down like once you get past a certain point. So
Well, I think it's worth the risk considering I'm the one hosting the call. Or at least
Okay.
I'm the one who started it.
If it gets really bad, guys, I can drop out. I don't mind.
I might as well.
It's nice of you to take that bullet. Also, hi, Nameless.
I can leave if you guys need me to.
Well, you know, this is the end of the stream technically, or it's kind of supposed to be. It's supposed to be winding down. So.
Sorry.
Ah, yes, extra heart. Wait, is that
Anyway, the
armor?
reason why I didn't ask earlier is because I thought you were only doing the 2 co-hosts thing.
Well, as
So,
we got in further, like,
For a while, because we keep going off topic, and yeah.
yeah. Oh man, Feynman's like, I just went to get up to use the oven, and then I came back and it's Monster World 4. I'm okay with this.
Oh, and I got a haircut today, which is why my
I wonder if you
icon
missed,
now-
I don't know if you missed this, Feynman, but I was also doing Monster Lair earlier, just a few moments ago, just to show off some of the other Wonder Boy games for the systems.
Actually, wow, this icon I took of myself actually came through really well.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad.
Considering it's from the front camera on my cell phone, which is like way lower quality than the actual camera.
Okay, guys, I'm wigging out. I just turned around and I saw Keyboard Cat on my TV.
Ah,
Oh lord.
Ah, yes, the television era. Good idea, so it's time to steal from the internet.
is it at least the Colbert Report?
No, it's something on Cats 101. My daughter put it on and wandered
Weasel,
away.
have you played the official translated version long enough they determined they left in the "You All Hate
Yeah,
Me" long?
they changed that.
Yeah,
Start plus A.
the
So
official.
that was definitely a G-Jap thing then.
Yeah, the official translation has them asking you to
so
bring
wait,
them
what?
something good.
Oh, starting
Instead
with
of
A?
I'll hit you. Also, the people in the first town that give you hints, like the guy that says to press B to slide down ropes, they omit his other hint in this version, in that you can climb faster by rapidly tapping up.
No. Okay. No. I am. Yeah, I might as well
In
use
that
that
case,
elixir.
I'll just start with the officially translated version then.
Yeah.
You know, it's honestly one of those games that, you know, I'd buy just to support Sega doing obscure translations after so long like that, but
Which I admit is kind of.
fucking Wii Shop channel and the whole points bullshit was just...
Yeah, that's why
Right.
I've never used WiiWare. I don't think I've ever.
It took me so long, like, what pissed me off was to get Sin and Punishment, which amounts to $12. I had to buy $20 because you can only get points in $10 increments.
Yes.
So it's the same as with Microsoft stuff then.
Yeah.
They do that so you impulse buy stuff, or you buy more points than you need, so you have the exact amount. Very dirty
Yeah,
little
and that's
trick.
the problem. I hate having to, like, plan my purchases exactly like that. You know, I mean, it
Like,
took me
you
so
can't
long
make
to
change.
find an 800...
Don't they charge tax too for the Wii?
Yeah, they do in some states. I've had that happen before.
Can you get
So-
WiiWare with the
I
card?
don't charge
Yes,
tax.
Feynman, there will be a 360 and PS3 version of this game soon. Okay, wait, where's the
Yeah,
crystal?
and I don't own
I'm
an
supposed to use the
Xbox
crystal. Oh
360
god, no!
or PS.
Ah, wait, maybe I'm supposed to use it here. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, you can pray here, but I don't know if.
Oh wow.
Is it supposed to heal you?
Oh wow. Oh. Okay,
Yeah,
that's not
praying at
good.
the
That
altar
is not good
heals
at
you.
all.
Okay. God.
Tower.
Now I see what you're saying wow about.
Well,
So
that's
no wonder
something.
we got stuck here. We were supposed to do something here, but what the heck did you press to make it do that?
I just selected the thing
Selected
from
the item.
Huh?
You apparently have to hit A to use
And
the
start.
item.
Yeah.
C does the. Hitting C just gives you the explanation of it.
Okay, we'll save. I'll play for a little bit longer and then I'll play one last random game for the evening. It is getting. Oh man, it's almost midnight for you guys though. Jeez, or for some of you.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
It's almost been 4 hours. It's been almost 3 hours actually. Oh,
Podcast length already.
it's a little longer than podcasts actually. Our podcasts are normally an hour.
Our podcasts are short.
Yeah,
They're
compared to
nice.
this.
Like, very rarely do they go over an hour.
Yeah,
Very
What are you guys
proud of
thinking
that.
to do?
And then they'll
Games.
fit on a CD.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the idea. Well, not the CD, but the idea is that it's something that if you know, most people have about a half an hour commute to work in the morning. I
Yeah.
figure
No,
it
so I
shouldn't.
seem to have a lot less free time ever since I got a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got like, you know, you can listen to half of it on your way and then the other half on your way back. That's good enough.
I actually have a hard time trying to maintain the attention span to keep listening to the podcast, but I keep forgetting that the whole point of a podcast is that you don't need to just sit there and listen. You can do other things.
I can't pay
like-
attention to the podcast though if I actually am doing something else
like
at the
do
same time.
Yeah, that's my
maintenance or write while you're listening or something like that. And if
Hey.
your brain doesn't cross itself,
So what you're saying is you put it on and then you listen to it like morning radio.
basically, yeah,
Sorta.
Hey,
with about as many bad jokes.
What is it,
Go
Bob?
ahead.
You can't do the highball stuff.
I want to ask you something.
Yeah, what?
Do you know when you're gonna pick the new games for the next GC9X?
Probably the last week of this month.
All right.
But it'll be
Make sure that they don't suck this time.
Hey, it's the randomizer. You got to roll with it, man.
you gotta do what the randomizer says.
Come on,
The
Dragon's
randomizer
Trap
keeps
is
it
bad.
real. Let's put it that way. As Xerxes would say, we're keeping this real.
We gotta keep it real.
Yeah. Okay, I guess what I'm saying is let's make sure the voting doesn't suck this time.
Okay,
I
yeah.
really should have played MechWarrior anyway,
Eh,
or Suikoden. Like Susan is actually playing Suikoden this month, even though it lost.
and you know, there's a chance that any of the games that have come up but haven't been voted for will come up again. That's how it goes. You know, they're not like ruled out for the
You are
Future
actually
ones.
making sure to remove the ones that have already won from the list, right?
I think so. Yes.
I'm not-
There's so
I mean,
many
it's
games
easy
on
to
that list,
check
though.
out
You know how many
some
games are on that
comments.
list, though? It's like a few hundred, which would last us like what, 10 years or more.
It's a lot.
Um,
It's a lot.
Save. Okay. Just in case
I'm
I
sure we
die.
could keep this going for 10
Did you
years.
did you pick each game on the list personally, or did you just? Where'd you get them from?
We kind of, I don't know, we
I think we just kept throwing ideas back and forth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
we-
much. We picked
yeah,
games that we
it was-
thought would be interesting to play for, you know, together, like over the span of a month, and then we just kind of threw them together.
Game ideas.
What?
and I yeah, you did, yeah. I mean, everybody gave ideas, and I kind of periodically prune it and fix it up and stuff. Like when I, like the more we do this, the more of an idea I get
You
about
don't
like,
get your hearts back when you say it?
No, you don't.
No, you have to pray at an altar to do that.
What were you saying, those Xerxes?
oh, I mean, the longer this goes on, like the more games we try, the better idea I get of like what works and what doesn't. And so, like every time I look at the list, if there's like I check it to see if there's something that I realize now that just will not work. And that's why we started doing the, you know, some games are like doubled up, like this month's.
Yeah, because they're kind of short on their own.
Some are kind of short, yeah. Although it seems like Dragon's Trap is probably long enough on its own.
It's close.
Might as well throw in Monsterland, though.
Yeah, it's kind of the border. Because if you, I mean, you could probably beat it in one sitting. It would just be a real long sitting.
Oh, I just got a key. God damn, I'm moron.
Monsterland's pretty crazy.
Oh,
though.
keep going through the wrong doors.
Yeah.
Ah.
Monsterland is one of those games that I'm much happier about now that it's done.
Oh yeah.
Like, it feels really cool to have played it, but at the time it was really pissing me off.
Yeah, you get
it's
tired of
really
it. Like,
cool.
you just get tired of it, and you're like, you know what, screw this. I'm just, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm not touching this game again for a very long time. Okay.
This game.
Yeah, pretty much.
I got to stage 6, and I'm happy enough with that.
Oh!
I got to the end of
Oh.
Bikuramon World, and then I didn't have the legendary armor or the ruby,
Dog paws. Game over. Dog
and
over.
that it's just impossible. There's no way I can
Guys.
finish it.
I am gonna go ahead and drop out of here. I'm gonna see if I can get some more recording done. So.
Okay. What are you
Okay.
recording
Alright.
Have
exactly?
fun with that.
Later,
huh?
dude.
What are you recording?
Yeah.
What the? You still left this
Oh,
yet?
I can answer that. He's recording
I take
music
it
for my
that-
project,
The
Okay.
official
Oh, cool.
version did not have that.
which I'm totally going to pimp out on here. My visual novel project about a detective, a self-styled private eye in the 80s. Which, by the way, I'm looking for character artists. So if anybody knows how to draw people, I would like to hear from you. This
You know, if
game
I had a
makes
scanner,
me
I would
so-
definitely try that because I actually have some artistic ability, and if I actually spend enough time on it, I could probably make it look kind of nice.
This game made the beat.
dying when you lose
Actually,
that
wait, I can
last
probably leave
red
the
ball, then
Wait,
what's
no,
the
I can't
point
leave
of
it now
the
that I've entered it. I don't think there's a way to go back outside.
No, because this is technically another stage.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Well,
We can't believe that saving doesn't restore health. Ooh, don't forget that blue thingy in the corner.
yeah, I got it.
Yes, the all-important life drop.
Hey, that's a good Durbu impression. Sorry.
That's
Sorry.
not what they
Yeah, it
said.
sounds like that.
Sorry. No. I'm just, sorry.
I was
Just
reading
off-color comment. Oh, it's a little.
Maybe I should like lapse into my fake brush.
You fell off.
You know, I really want to learn how to sprite so I can do work for an adventure game studio game or something.
I'm getting some feedback or echo from someone in the call.
Someone
Maybe it's me.
It might be. I don't
Someone's
know.
got a TV on in the
Yeah,
background.
that's mine. If you want me to bail out, I can.
I
thought
It's
it was-
about time for me to get this back.
If you can't mute the TV, then that's fine. I understand. I wasn't sure if that was something coming in or.
Yeah, this isn't
Interference.
exactly like professional quality anymore.
I mean,
No,
it's mine probably.
My
They
plan
got
is though
figured
I'm
out
going
your
gonna
background.
save a copy of this to my hard drive and I'll see if I can maybe prune it. Just keep the parts that are just Wonder Boy related in, and then maybe have maybe do a highlight reel. I don't know.
Do the crossfadey thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
a
punch.
5-minute summary on YouTube or something.
That ends up being half an hour long because you can't bear to cut out all the dumb jokes.
I could just I could just do a
Punch
death
out.
reel. It's like have all the times I've died in these games, just like run back to
Okay.
back.
That's what I ended up doing with my Daikatana thing on YouTube. Is it ended up being like 35 minutes because I had to leave in all the stupid jokes.
That game, like, oh man, I really want to know what drugs John Romero was on when he made that game because that is just.
All of them.
He was on the drugs that you take when you play Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
It's just
Hence,
that's just
all
it's
the
just a
story.
special level of really bad game design. Like nothing can match it. Like the game itself, I've played worse. I will be honest. I have played much worse than
Yeah.
Katana, but still, there's
Like,
just something
yeah.
special about that. That is a once in a lifetime bad game.
I'm actually hard pressed to think of games I've played that are worse than Daikatana, even though I know I've played them.
Oh damn it, not again.
Well, not necessarily worse because I could just say big rigs over the road racing and be done with it, but
Even
games that are more unremarkable and mediocre than
I'm surprised the
Daikatana.
enemies aren't dropping health. Actually, that's kind
Give
of
me
weird.
forever.
That's very good because
Whoops.
it's kind of funny that Duke Nukem Forever suffers from Daikatana syndrome, even though I think it was announced before Daikatana.
Katana.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
I wouldn't say Duke Nukem is Daikatana bad. It is not a good game, but it's not.
It's
It's just
more
it's just very disappointing.
It's less bad, more aggressively mediocre.
It needed to be made, though. I mean, just
Even
it's
though
kind of like
it spent more than 12 years in development, I still, even if it hadn't spent 12 years in development, if it had just been announced and released that year, I would probably still have been disappointed in it, because the FPS genre as a whole has taken many strides and changes in terms of the way game flow works that Duke Nukem Forever just didn't work with.
They should have kept the donkey. Where'd the donkey go?
Yeah, where'd the donkey ride up the mountain go? And the old man and... Oh.
And the
Prospector?
female sidekick.
Yeah.
I guess they realized that she was too exploitation-y.
At least it's still no.
Well, you know, it's funny. A
Lost.
female sidekick would have been a huge step up given the amount of misogyny in that game. Because, like, that is, like...
Well,
Some of the stuff they worked in there was really shocking. Like, damn.
it's like they decided that Bombshell, I think that was her name, was too sexist, and so they replaced her with the
Olsen twins.
yeah, the totally not Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Why'd they have to die? I mean, what was the point of that?
That whole section, you know, I will say this.
Instead, give Duke more of a reason to fight, I guess.
I will
Why
say
does it have
this.
the plot the aliens kidnap his girlfriend, he has to rescue them, and they don't die? What's wrong with that?
No, we're talking
Because
about Duke
every-
Nukem Forever, Satanga.
Like, they could have just made the whole game about that, no one would have minded.
I think they were specifically trying to play off Gears of War 2 and the whole Dom's wife subplot,
Oh god.
but even still, that just didn't need to be there. In
Dom's
fact,
wife,
that whole
quote
level
unquote.
has just been skipped over because it's not even very fun to play through.
You know, it's like, what's even worse, like, Dude goes from making a joke about it to being angry in like 2 seconds.
I don't know. Like, is it supposed to be like ironic? Like, or I guess it's just supposed to be showing how crass and out of touch he is. But
I think you guys are making a serious mistake of thinking about Duke Nukem.
Yeah, I will say that. You were right. There's not
I
much
don't
really to
that's a
think
good
about.
idea. You're certainly putting more effort into it than they did. So.
What really needs to be thought about, though, honestly, is why did Duke 3D work so well as a game, and why didn't Duke Forever?
Because they're totally different.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're not.
FPSs have changed.
War has changed.
well,
Now I want you to
Duke
do
3D
it.
kind of brought. I mean, you didn't have. Were there any games that had jumping?
FPS is Hexen did, yes. I think that came out a year before.
You could jump in
Yeah.
all kinds of FPS.
Hexen and the Pie in the Sky games all had jumping.
Yeah, but you had to crouch first in the Pie in the Sky games, and
Yeah.
man, those games.
Duke
Oh
3D or
god.
Quake?
You
Duke
can
3D
jump
by
in
idea,
Doom.
I believe.
Yeah, by about a year. It was naive. Was it? No.
You couldn't technically jump in Doom, you just had to run really fast over most of the gaps.
Yeah.
Ah, here we go. What's in this chest?
I could have sworn Quake came first for some reason.
Quake came
out
actually later in the year,
96.
same year as Duke Nukem 3D, but Duke Nukem 3D beat him to the punch, pretty much.
Yeah.
Wait, how am I supposed to... Oh, okay. Let's see, and then when we kill this guy...
Are you gonna be able to do anything with all this money? 'Cause it doesn't seem like it.
Probably later on, yeah. You probably could buy stuff. They wouldn't have gold in here if I couldn't just spend it on stuff. Like, I meant, right? They wouldn't give me gold if I couldn't spend it on things, right, guys? Right? They wouldn't do that to me. They wouldn't do that to my OCD, would they? Yeah, I thought so. I figured. Feynman just mentioned that. Yeah, they have. Ooh, key. Procured key. That is a
This
very
castle has
classic
a
song.
lot of ceiling fans.
Yeah, you know it does. It's like
weird. Yeah.
it's very sci-fi-ish or kind of steampunk.
Yes, it's a little
You sure don't have
asynchronous.
to worry about ventilation, do they?
Well, a tower this big would need a lot of fans. Let's be honest here. It would get really stuffy and start to smell like if you did.
This is
Crack
gonna
a
be
window.
the
Jeez.
this is gonna be the predictable male response here, but I really wonder what were they thinking when they made Asha wiggle her butt when she opens a.
Do you have to
treasure
ask,
chest.
really? I mean, it's pretty
Yeah.
obvious why they did it.
You don't know what they were thinking?
Like,
I'll give you a hint.
why just the treasure chest anyway?
Well, hey, at least you don't belly dance when you hit the select button.
Like in
Oh, what's that from?
Shantae.
Shantae.
She can actually
right.
dance. Oh.
Hello, Ms. Fan
Oh
Service.
god. Oh god. I have to do this all over again. I think I'm gonna take a break from this.
Like, the zipper showing.
What's this Super Famicom game?
Let's see.
I'm gonna check it out. Like I gotta remember the name, but you press I think the A button.
That would be Gourmet Sentai Bara Yaro.
That's exactly it.
That
That
game
has
is
like
so
16
weird.
playable characters, one of which will actually kill themselves when you hit the attack button.
Yeah.
See, I'm going to just let's see. Since one
But
last
one
game,
of
it's
them,
gonna be
the-
random game.
The one I was playing last night, yeah, you press the A button, and all she does.
Yes,
is,
Feynman, I
like,
decided to take a break. I kept dying because I kind of suck. So
Yeah, you can
Kinda
like
like
hold the
taking a
A
break.
button and spin the D-pad in circles, and she'll do this dance.
Yeah, she does this
There's
like
also a
crazy
big
dance.
muscle man for the ladies.
Oh yeah.
Plus
And the token Bishonen who actually sprouts a Japanese flag fan from his back that opens and closes.
yes, I know it's
Like, I think-
technically not a Wonder Boy game, Feynman, but
I think everybody in that game has a pose button. It just has different effects. For
oh, okay, okay. I see what he's talking about. Yeah, that game is really weird. That beat 'em up, Sentai. Something?
Yeah, Gourmet Sentai.
Gourmet Sentai.
Gourmet because you get to make food between levels.
With the stuff you collect.
Yeah.
Like, instead of just chickens in a big old pot, you get, like, raw ingredients or something. I don't know, I've never played it.
The different combinations give you different amounts of health, so you kind of have to trial and error your way through.
It's like
It's-
a class here with the 3D.
It's an interesting oddity because it's a Virgin Interactive game that was only released in Japan. And
That
See
is
if I can
really
turn off the
weird.
overdriving.
I
in
think
this.
there's I can't remember if it's Aeon Genesis or Demiforce that translated it. But the only translation it really needs is the enemy names and names of the ingredients in the bonus menu.
This game's kind of loud, so can't hear you guys too well. This will probably be it for the night. I just have to work this game because I love it so much, though.
Ah, yes.
It's not technically, it's not Wonder Boy, but it's the last game. Probably.
Each time you have to screen, because I'm having this talking.
Yeah,
But
we'll
fine.
keep
Actually,
on
I don't
that.
know. I might leave, but you guys can definitely.
Yeah,
I'm gonna maybe do something after
I can
this.
take over live streaming and we can do things that aren't related to Wonder Boy.
That'd be great.
Like, even though we kind of already touch on that here. Let me just think,
I wonder
what
if I
do I
could.
wanna
Oh
do?
man, it's already midnight for some of you guys, so I don't know if I'll try and beat this game or not. But I could probably do it if I really tried.
Before Panzer Dragoon.
I wonder if the character designer might have been the same because there's some similarities there between Panzer Dragoon and this game. I'll have to look that up.
What do you think of the thing I wrote?
The King of Chicago article?
Yeah.
I actually rather like it. It seems like you had the same trouble with that my brother did with Captain Blood, and that's that it liked to crash a lot. The fun part of Captain Blood, though, is that since it's a game that encourages you to take notes, my brother was actually keeping like an in-character journal as he played, and kept making excuses about his neural net exploding and his head hurting and having to restart.
That game, Captain Blood, has like the weirdest story. Like if you actually read it, like it doesn't make a lick of sense. And that, I mean, I know video game plots, and then you know the whole that's a joke that writes itself. But oh my god, it's like,
I blame French.
yeah, I would too. It is a French game, so. But yeah, Feynman, I actually wrote the article for this game. This is Biohazard Battle. The Japanese name was Crying, I think.
Yes.
Sublife Battle, something. It was the subtitle. I think. The only difference between the two is that Crying has a different title screen, and it's missing some minor little things. Like I don't think there's music in the continue screen or any sort of sound or anything there, and there's no auto fire, which makes it almost impossible to play.
This
You really need an auto fire for this game.
The first stage from Metal Black.
Yeah, this game does remind me of Metal Black a little bit, and I also really like Metal Black, so.
I keep expecting like an aircraft carrier with a crab underneath it to start rising up and trying to.
That game is so good though too. I like that game for a lot of the same reasons I like this one. It's just kind of weird.
The bullets in this game are distracting.
The one I'm firing, or this?
Yeah.
Ow. Oh, I killed it right as I picked the power up. That's what I get for being selfish.
The attack is pretty cool, I think. I don't know, I like it for some reason.
The charge attack? Yeah.
Yeah.
All the ships have
the
little
orange
minor
helmet
differences, though. It's kind of weird. Especially in their charge attacks. Like, this one moves kind of like in a circle. Another one might move in a sine wave. Another might just spin around and then shoot out. Or one's like a shotgun, kind of. So they definitely paid a lot of attention to, like, just little things in terms of the design.
I guess what I should be doing right now is I should be browsing through my stuff and trying to find things that I actually want to do over a live stream.
Oh, what game is this?
This is Biohazard Battle.
Biohazard Battle, yeah.
Oh,
AKA
wait, yeah,
crying
no, I
in
remember.
Japan.
Try to something.
Here's an idea. I just kind of want to bounce this idea off of you guys. One thing that I've actually been thinking about doing over live stream is actually running through the whole first chapter of the Bastion Crawler project and live narrating it.
That could work.
So
That'd be possible.
I mean, it would basically just be the first case, and it is still missing a lot of stuff because I haven't gone back and added very many like sound effects or in fact any character graphics at all because I don't have any in games.
You know, it's funny you say that though, Feynman, about bullet hell games. If you play this on hard mode, like the only difference between the difficulties is how many bullets are fired and the speed. It gets really ridiculous, like on the suicidal difficulty or whatever it's called, hardest. Like you should just look up a what is it, like a no miss run or like no control 1cc run for this game on that difficulty, because I don't know how you can manage it because I can barely beat this game on normal.
Weasel, I'd offer to help with the art, but I can only draw stuff that involves penises, asses, and little baby turtles. So
Okay.
not anything hard-boiled. Like
If I did end up picking you as an artist, though, I could say that I hired you off of Pixiv, and that would get me talking to
I've got a
Novel
question.
featuring Pixel users.
We're aimed at that is
Maybe any of you like
actually,
There's actually quite a lot of clean, like, fan artwork on Pixiv, and in fact some
I actually got a book of, I mean, I found it at half-price books where it's just, you know, pictures of pretty girls, you know, that they drew, and it's like, I picked it up because it's like, hey, it's a Pixiv book. But, no, they'll have just anything. I mean, people will take pictures of, like, their house, and, you know...
Well, it's just an art blog sort of thing, isn't it? Kind of like DeviantArt?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
like
it
that.
is
Yeah, basically.
It
So
is
it's kind of like
basically what's
DeviantArt,
happening.
except
Yeah, it's
they
like-
do permits just launch attack.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you have to have an account to look at anything that is R18.
Although it's like that on DeviantArt too, they're very similar in that respect.
Yeah. Although DeviantArt seems to give less of a crap about the people who conveniently forget to tag their R18 crap.
It automatically tags it R18 if oh wait, actually no, you have to say it. I haven't had any problems, and some people seem to have a real loose definition of what's obscene and what's not. I mean, I'll put R18 on just about everything though, just because most of it involves DCs.
Yeah. And because you keep getting those hate comments from people.
Oh, jeez.
Man, what did you do to piss them off so bad? I wonder about that sometimes.
Well, I
Like,
think it's just because
It's just because, you know, Zardoz put it best.
Are you like the only white person on that site? or what?
no, he's not. There are other
there's a
English
bunch of
speaking
like
people.
bagels and stuff like that there.
I think
Actually,
I know.
one of the guys, we were talking about Gelkaiser, and I didn't realize that there's a character named Hellstinger, because there's an artist on there. He's actually from Mexico City, and he does really awesome, you know, art of characters from 80s and 90s games, and, but yeah, for the most part, it's Japanese people. I think they think it's funny that, like, there's a white guy speaking in Google, you know, Google Japanese, or Google Translate Japanese.
I hate this boss. He's either really, really easy or he has to give me a very tough time. And yes, I know what the boss looks like. You don't have to mention it. It seems like they were ripping off the Space Jockey, though, and like a lot of Geiger-esque things for this specific boss. Otherwise, the game's not really very Geiger-esque in terms of art design.
Everything was Geiger-esque to a degree at this point in time in
Let's see.
gaming. Contra, Metroid.
At least this thing isn't as bad as one of the early enemies in Alien Soldier.
Sniper Honey Viper.
Oh yeah, the Sniper Honey Viper. Yeah.
That was pretty blatant, yeah.
What's that game though?
Yeah, I believe,
Cyber-
like, I saw
Cyber-
Lewis Prowler or some other YouTube celebrity just playing through the game until they saw that thing and they're like, oh, fuck no. They just, you know, couldn't go on from there because that was just too
But that's like the
much.
third boss in the game. Sniper Honey Viper isn't that bad. I mean, it's kind of out there, but you know. Or wait, were you talking about the Alien Soldier there? They must have didn't quite hear you. This
Yes,
game
I
is
was
very
talking about
loud for some
Alien
reason. I swear I turned it down.
I forget, is Alien Soldier the game list now as the 68,000 Heart on Fire?
Yes, that kind of English phrase.
Yeah,
I
the
got
visual
one
shock,
question.
sound shock, speed shock. Oh, you were saying?
Did
I
you
got
just
one
fly
question again,
down
quick.
an esophagus?
I don't know. It's a
think
cave,
so.
actually. I think. I hope it's a cave.
This is rather salamander-esque.
You know, maybe it isn't a cave. Maybe I'm actually flying into an animal because well, you'll see if I get to the boss. No, actually, I think it's just a cave. Really.
It's a uvula as a boss or something.
No, you'll see. I'm not gonna spoil it because it's probably the coolest boss in the game, just because it's kind of novel.
For some reason, I have not heard much about this shmup, but it really does look very impressive.
Yeah, I found
Really,
out
is
about
this-
this when I was a
is
kid.
this
I
a
just
Nova
rented
Train?
this game on a whim. I had no idea like what it was. I just noticed there was a spaceship on the cover, fighting that giant snake you see in that's the third boss.
I don't think so. I thought the only
Like, you
shmup
never
I
see a
know
shmup like this nowadays because, you know, not full of hell enough.
There's not enough
And
that
no
way in this
girls.
game.
Yeah, I suppose you could turn this into a moe shmup. You make like crab girls and like shrimp girls and stuff. I guess I don't know.
You know, the whole
I heard
art style just does not do it. I mean, I don't get the real obsession with
Wait, hold on.
it because
Scratch my
everybody
nose.
just ends up looking like square-headed blob shit.
That's because you're gay.
Oh,
You wish, boy.
what were you saying though? Or wait, no. Satenga was saying something. This kind of reminds him more of Sid Mead, which I guess I could kind of see that actually. A little bit.
Yeah,
I'm not
it looks like a yes cover.
Yeah, it does. It has a little bit of that too.
Instead of Tron, but I can understand the Roger Dean comparison, honestly.
It's got a lot of weird influences, I'm sure.
Like, I could almost mistake this for one of Psygnosis Amiga games.
Yeah, it definitely has that kind of aesthetic.
Like, this almost is to the Genesis what Agony was to the Amiga.
Well, in a lot of ways, this does feel very European-like, especially in terms of the boss designs. Like, the bosses feel like something you'd play in a fight in a European shmup mostly. Because they're not very
You're
interesting,
kinda
they
right.
mostly just shoot at you.
It's raining rupees.
I got a question real quick though. Just real
Well,
quick.
what?
Does anyone here draw backgrounds?
I don't.
You know, I used to do, like interior backdrops on graph paper, but wasn't terribly good at it, I don't think.
Alright, sounds good.
Considering I used like the exact same perspective in every single one, the same one perspective.
I wonder if anyone could claim if I just stole like backgrounds from the other Sierra games or something.
Now, what you should do is steal
Oh,
a bunch
what, you
of-
got more Limbo the Lost on us.
steal a bunch of wallpaper off of Digital Blasphemy and try to make a coherent adventure game off of that. And here's a hint: Digital Blasphemy wallpaper tends to be of the abstract variety. Like, realistic-looking environments with weird things going on, like giant orbs.
Like, are we talking MC Escher here, or...?
Almost, yeah.
Wow, I actually managed to kill this boss once without
Dollar
dying.
is,
Hate that thing.
ruby blocks.
Basically though, I just had this idea for an adventure game where I'm trying to escape from this like really generic Sierra-esque adventure game.
Okay, let's see. Is there going to be a red? Yeah, there is. Okay.
Yeah, there's Digital Blasphemy, which is like right on the front page. You'll see a kind of an interesting thing here. And yeah, a lot of these wallpapers involve giant planets looming in the background.
Background arts can be kind of tricky. I think what they mostly did is they would actually do like paintings and stuff, and then they would scan them in, especially in the case of Sierra games.
and then they work on the collision data, like what you can go.
Oh, son, you have a bunch of lives now, even though you lost some.
You get them like every 10,000, 20,000 points or so. I forget the exact amount. I actually wrote that in the article.
Okay, so it's more forgiving than a lot of others.
Yeah, and there's a lot of hidden lives throughout the stage. I think every stage has at least one.
Extra life.
Here's what I can do while I'm waiting. I'll go in and make a few changes to WW Nazis.
What?
I'm planning a this is by no means an official announcement, but I'm planning on doing a version 2 of WW Nazis, changing a few things that I'm kind of dissatisfied with.
What are you changing?
Oh wait, WWS and Wild Weasel. I thought you were making
it's the
wrestling
Z-Doom
Nazis or something.
That would be cool if I could find some Nazi wrestlers. I would definitely throw them in here. But no, it's more like, you know, from a realism perspective, I don't like that the assault rifle shoots faster than the SMG and does more damage. I need more guns in it, I think. The last few boss enemies are all basically the same graphic, just with like one has 2 rocket launchers, one only has 1, another has a rocket launcher and a chain gun, and they're all tan. So I'm gonna like change them up. I'm gonna add more enemies, more stuff, basically.
I'm sorry, I just can't get over how good this looks for a Genesis game. Like, I usually don't see the Genesis as being this capable.
You know, I really guess I should join Z-Doom more often. I don't know. Just people are gonna make fun of me if I ask a lot of questions.
No, man. As long as you're open and willing you're open to criticism and willing to get better, that's all that matters. Like there was this situation on Z-Doom recently. I'm not going to go into it, but like there was this whole just forum drama thing because this guy came up with this massive like stupid project that he's never going to finish, and like he just wouldn't listen to anybody. And I've done this myself too. I've come up with mega projects that I could never finish too. You got to do at least one of those, I assume, before you make an actual serious mod.
Well, people won't mind if I ask questions with help for making stuff.
No. That's the entire point of the help forum. We have like an editing forum.
As long as you're asking the questions and not complaining. Z-Doom doesn't have this feature. You guys suck.
What were you saying, Jojo?
Oh no! I thought you were going to say. I'll just jump into conclusions. I thought you were saying that people that go on and just ask for stuff to, without trying.
It's a direct reference to this thread that Snarb was talking about, but this guy literally believes that Z-Doom is lacking certain features just because they're not in the base game, and so he's not making feature suggestions. He's not asking, "Hey, can I do this?" He's just saying, "Oh, Z-Doom can't do this,"
even though it can. Like he didn't. It's a case of him not reading the manual. Essentially, like he wouldn't listen to anybody. He didn't even know what the capabilities of the source port he was going to use for his project were. He won't listen to anybody that tells him how to do things. He says, "I'm not going to bother to learn the terminology for this hobbyist enthusiast forum." Yeah, he might be a troll. I don't know.
His previous thing was a Wolfenstein mod, and the only reason he was able to make that as full featured as he did was because A, he borrowed the EXE from somebody else's mod, and B, he followed tutorials, well, quote-unquote tutorials, because literally all they are is guides that say, "Okay, copy this line and paste it to this line in your code." Bam, it works.
Yeah, he wanted us to copy pasta stuff for him, basically, make stuff and then
I actually looked up some of this guy's posts from the Die Hard Wolfers forum that he talks about so enthusiastically. That's literally all he's doing there too, is he's asking, "Hey, can you make a tutorial for X feature? I want it for my mod." And said tutorial ends up being copy pasta. I think it's just that his design philosophies, such as they are, just aren't compatible with anything other than where he came from.
So yeah, this is probably my favorite stage right here in the game, just because it's so weird. Like, you're fighting what looks like a shmup battleship, and then you crack it open and there's like guts inside of it. It's just really weird. And like, they look like animal parts. Like right here, that looks kind of like a gill. You'll see it here in a bit. Gills, like fungus, and like just guts. It's just, oh man, it's just weird. This is actually the
organic technology.
Yeah, pretty much. They literally took organic technology to like a whole new level. This was just kind of the plot line to this game, basically. Like, there are no, like, cars or stuff. Like, everything is, like, powered by living beings. Now.
Yeah, this is pretty horrifying.
Cool, you know.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
no,
really
the one
is.
that's like that, Wings of War.
Yeah, it is kind of.
Yeah, Gyno or whatever, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gynog, yes, or Gyno, or however you say that.
That was Messiah,
So
right?
it's
That
like
did that
the
one.
many hijack the ship.
I've actually had nightmares about this game, though, because it's just, I played this when I was really young, and it's just really weird. Just,
But, yeah. Kind of gross.
yeah, it really is. Like, this is especially, like, I don't, like, the thing I don't like a lot about a lot of organic games or organic shmups is that they tend to just go with gore piles. Like, they don't seem to
Yeah.
base it on actual, like, anatomy or anything. It's just, like raw meat, you know, like, that's what you-
Fleshy.
yeah.
Yeah.
This actually looks like an actual animal or something, like something you would, like, find under a dead log or something, you know.
Right.
Yeah, that's what makes it scary.
His
I don't-
eyes on
I
stalks.
don't like the, yeah, it's like,
Also, I noticed this isn't like, you know, a typical bullet hell shmup where you just spray bullets everywhere for the fuck of it. No, they're actually tracking.
Yeah, this is like released in 1992 or so. Same year as, I think, Thunder Force 4 or so.
Speaking of which, anyone getting a kite, cut them all shit. That's a little too expensive, personally. It's
I can't get the appeal of cave games, really. I mean, there's been a few that were kind of cool, like the Dangon Feveron was kind of cool, but
they kind of creep me out. You know those CG render characters? Just like they have this real choppy animation, and
Uncanny
Like-
Valley.
yeah, it's kind of like that. I like it when they have the like sprites, like they actually drew them, or it, you know, they have a render that looks more like it was not rendered. Like I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, okay. What's it called? Dodon Apache Resurrection. Most of the enemies, they've got these just kind of, you know, spaceships and stuff. They look real good. But then you get to the boss, and it's there are these robots that look like girls, and they're really creepy the way they move
I'll see if I
and the way they look.
beat this, and then I'll probably call it a night.
Man, this thing just keeps, like,
Looks like it's just a turbine at this point.
Yeah, it's just the
Yeah.
engine pretty much when you get to it.
it's like compartmentalized. It just,
plus some tapeworms.
yes.
Seems like you're.
There's only a couple more stages left, but I'll probably get to the final one and then die, but I would like to at least show that off before I end this game, because it's probably one of the coolest last stages in a shmup ever, because it's just, well, yeah. I can't beat this game I can't 1cc this game, I've never 1cc it since Satego's mentioned that, actually this is the first time I've had to continue in this game. Usually I have to continue when I fight that, the Manta Ray boss, because it's just such a pain to fight.
Guys, I think I'm gonna call it a night too. It is getting pretty late.
Yeah, it's like
Wanna keep-
1 o'clock for you, isn't it?
Okay.
It's 10:30ish, but yeah.
For me, it's 12:31 a.m.
Yeah, it's probably really late for some of you guys, so I apologize for leaving this running so long, but
This has been fun.
I've been enjoying it too. But yeah, I'm out. So bye guys.
so see you later.
All right, take it easy, man.
See you later.
Bye, dude.
You know, the problem
I
is,
should be able to
season
kill
is,
this boss with this
software
laser gun I
voice
have right here
sounds
with this
like
ship.
very light.
What?
Oh, I'm just saying your voice is very soft.
So much easier now that you have.
It
I've always
is.
hated that.
Go to sleep.
Sorry. No. It's very, like, you sound like a late night DJ or something like that. So.
It's like the quiet storm.
Yeah.
Very calming.
Something Brown, Tony Brown, in Philadelphia. The only reason I even know of him is because someone linked me to a YouTube video of him. Well, not video, but
It's funny though, for some reason when you said that, or when you said something about that, Jojo, it reminds me of, have any of you guys heard of this guy on YouTube called Lilia or whatever?
Oh man.
I don't
Oh,
think
man.
Someone once, okay, I don't know who said this, but I remember reading this somewhere. Someone said he sounded kind of like a, like, sort of like a what's the word? He sounded a lot like William S. Burroughs, and as soon as someone said that, I could totally hear that, and I'm like, holy crap, he does sound like William S. Burroughs. And he's kind of weird, like William S. Burroughs was too.
William S. Burroughs again?
Naked Lunch. He was this
Oh,
crazy.
I don't know much about that. I heard that's supposedly where the name Steely Dan came from.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you wouldn't like it, trust me. It's pretty hardcore even by my standards. So it's like
It's one of those movies.
So it's
everybody
par for the
says
course
you
by
need to see,
internet
but nobody
standards.
actually watched it.
yeah, pretty much. No, the movie's pretty cool. It's funny. William S. Burroughs hated how he was portrayed in it because he's like, "You're making me too straight," because he was, all over the place. But he,
Oh crap.
but oh man, that was speaking of like stuff where you have inorganic stuff with meat coming out of it. That was a good one.
I thought the movie was pretty tame.
It was. I thought I liked the Clark Nova typewriter. I love like a keyboard that
It's great. Such an asshole. Yeah, I understood that, but I mean, it was really. I just thought the movie was. I don't know. It didn't strike me as weird at all. Like, not any weirder than it should have been.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It was definitely not as weird as Dead Ringers by Cronenberg. That was good.
Yeah.
Cronenberg is just known for that, though it was anyway.
So did the walls not kill you in this game?
No, actually, I can rub up against them all day long if I wanted to, but that's actually kind of nice.
As long as you don't get crushed against the other side.
Yep, as long as I don't get crushed against the screen, I am golden.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's a very unusual game. That's another sort of almost Euro shmup kind of thing, is not being killed by the walls. Also, they focus on like effects. Like if you've noticed, every single stage has had like a weird-looking like snake creature in it. This stage is no exception. It probably has some of the coolest looking ones.
The Genesis slows down so much.
It does, but it really helps. I actually prefer shmups to have slow down than none at all. I know that sounds
Because
really.
it's sort of like giving you a breather.
Yeah.
That's
it's
like
basically a
the few
breather.
shmup purist complaints that I actually take seriously. Is that removing the slowdown makes the game way too hard.
Oh, and speaking of complaints that I don't really take too seriously,
Might as well
like,
show off all the
you know
ships
me,
here.
how I am with how I like my old games to look, but for some reason, I'm just not really into scan lines.
Well, I only like scan lines if they're done particularly well, like say, Nestopia's NTSC filter. That is perfect to me.
Yeah, that
Well,
is
I'm
absolutely
talking
gorgeous.
about actual scan lines on like my NEC multi-sync monitor that I've told you guys about that I run RGB on for my old consoles. On that one, the scan lines just don't quite look. They look too exaggerated compared to a real arcade monitor.
And
I'm guessing that's because, well, it's a multi-sync monitor. It's not really designed to sync just at 15 kilohertz. It's got to cover a wide range of resolutions, can handle around 1024 by 768 at 60 hertz or so.
one of these
Gradius
days, I would
syndrome
actually
died.
like to get, like, on that note, I would like to actually get a Vector arcade monitor and run the version of MAME that's designed for those.
Oh, really?
I can't remember what they called it, but I don't think it was called Vector MAME. But
Still, that sounds kind of sweet. Which also reminds me, I think we get a Vector.
Oh lord, Vectrex.
yes,
You gotta be
that's
careful
true.
with those. Those will actually destroy your eyes. That's actually...
That was funny. I didn't know about that until Ashens talked about it.
Yeah, yeah.
You saying these things are harder on the eyes than Virtual Boys?
It's probably up there if it's not above it.
Well, I don't recall the Virtual Boy giving me headaches, so...
That
I've never
that
played
was
that.
such a bad design, though, having it be on black on red. I understand that might have been the only way to have the 3D effects sort of pop, but man.
Well, it wasn't so much that it was the only way, it was that color LCD screens that were that
Well,
small.
there were no
were
LCDs. There was just
Yes.
one line of LEDs scanned across the mirror. And it did this
Possible to
around
play
the
without the thing on your head?
You know, Fate, it's funny you bring up the sponges. That is one of the strangest enemies in this game, are the like sponge cakes that just crawl around on the weird little sort of
Meanwhile, you're
bristles.
firing orange donuts to death, like typical Moai.
Yeah, those look like they look like a cross between a ladybug and a sponge.
And then you have these weird green things that spit out eggs.
And
then you have death slinkies. Oh man, I hope I can get to those.
I know why Odomedius exists. Because someone tried to pronounce Moai and accidentally said it Moe.
That's a distinct possibility.
And then it all went downhill from there. But I don't care what Kurt thinks of it, honestly. I really do not think highly of Odomedius. Like,
Wait, he likes it?
even from the
A
concept.
lot of people actually
he's a
do like
Konami fan, isn't he?
Odomedius.
He
Well,
likes it because
I could see that. I could see him liking it. I mean, if you're a Konami fan, there's a lot of
Fan
fan
service.
service. Yeah, well,
It's a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
callbacks from the really old, like, obscure titles. Like,
But unfortunately, all the really good stuff is in the DLC, and there's like 8 things, and they're like $6 a piece.
Hold on, so they're pulling a Capcom with the DLC, or
Yeah,
Activision?
sadly, like the main game's like $29, and then you pay the rest of what you would have paid in DLC.
I thought it was an arcade title, not an actual disc release.
It's both, isn't it?
I think so.
The Odomedius Excellence.
But yeah, like the first DLC stage, you fight against Konami Lady from, YY World, and she's flying on the Scramble ship from the old early 80s.
Like 83 Scramble?
Okay.
Evil
Hasn't
Death
this place
Slinkies,
ever
yes,
heard
I got
of
to
those
them.
Or not 83, 82.
Because this stage has probably some of the, well, actually the last stage probably has some of the most interesting, but still.
So, what's like all this junk just...
Oh, this is actually a factory, I assume, or wherever they were manufacturing the biological agents. There's actually a story to this. Basically, some
There's a
supercomputer
plot.
goes ape crap, or, and like, basically creates
You know,
this sort
how
of
many
biological
slumps involve
hazard
a
scenario.
supercomputer going ape shit and saying, hey, let's kill all of humanity. Because there's a lot of them. I think some of the OSD games actually do that too.
I don't know why that's such a trope. I guess because of our fear of technology taking over and, like, making us obsolete. I don't know.
Cyberpunk.
Yes.
Gyrus. Hey, Gyrus.
What?
Gyrus.
Gyrus, yes.
I like that one.
Well, wait, what did the shirt say? You're supposed to pronounce it
So,
Geyserus
you're
or
fighting
something?
giant slinkies right now. Okay, you know what? I just realized that this game throws you a bone in another way that a lot of shmups don't.
Oh god, I hate this boss so much. It's not really a boss, but
They can't
still.
shoot through it.
Basically fighting evil, you know those rings on Coke cans? That's kind of what
That's
these
good.
monsters look like.
Oh. Full tabs.
Yes, pull tabs. And this is literally the whole fight right here. It's just a bunch of these
I mean,
things.
it is cool that they have to deal with the same rules that you do. That's fair.
Yeah, no fake difficulty bullshit like they can wall hack and you can't.
Wow, I actually got through that without dying. Usually I die at least once. And here we are, the final stage. Let's see if I can beat this, and if not, I'm just gonna call it an evening because it is getting pretty late. And really, the ending's pretty crap. It's just like you won the game, go home, go to bed, stop playing.
At least it's
We didn't
not
think
like...
you were gonna bother, so yeah.
Oh, what was it? I think it was the original Darius's best ending, where it turns out your pilot is just sitting in a Darius arcade machine. And it's like, oh wow, I did it. Let's go home.
Really? That is
That's
like
so
the ultimate
meta.
troll.
Did anyone ever play Alex Kidd High Tech World?
No.
I
Yeah.
haven't played a single Alex Kidd game, so.
And that
Basically,
oh, I'm sorry. I'll let you talk.
basically, it's kind of an adventure game-esque, like more unfair than any Sierra game.
Oh
But, like the
god.
ending, plot is that Alex wants to go to this arcade that has Sega games. But when you beat the game, all it is just sitting at an afterburner cab going, "Wow, these Sega games are great." That's the ending.
Wow. Sega just trolling their audiences.
Maybe that's why they got rid of Alex Kidd.
This game also has a policy of go to a shrine and pray at it 100 times.
Oh god.
So we're bordering on Takeshi's stuff. here.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's actually got a couple similarities too. There's something where you have to get a there's a similar part where you have to buy certain things, and then if you bought the right
Come
ones,
on, you can literally just cheese this boss by sitting at this exact position all day. And
You can't do it for the entire thing. You'll see why.
Because bullets.
Yeah, and also it starts spawning these eyeballs, which are not
Also, I
cool.
just noticed something. You don't have any bombs in this game, just charge shots.
Yep. It's basically, it's very similar to R-Type, really, some minor differences.
Like, you don't have to restart from a checkpoint if you die.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, now I'm kind of wishing that Jamestown had online multiplayer, though I'm not sure if it would work.
Yeah, I wish that did too, Bob.
The lack of that really hurts. Like the only time I've ever actually gotten anywhere in that game is when I had a friend of mine from another community actually show up at my house with his own gamepad and play through it with me. And we still didn't manage to beat the Conquistador. Mostly because we just kept losing too many lives and credits at the sliding boulder things.
Genesis does slow down like Nintendo. Ow. Man, these bacteriophage things are just jerks. You only see them in this stage, but...
It's funny how, you know, Sega had all this attitude and direct attacks in the console wars, and now they're like best buds with Nintendo. It's just...
Oh man, they even had
ironic.
A few good things against Sony. Let me see if I can find this one.
Sega Gaga for starters. How Dogma is basically Sony.
At E3 in 2000, or not 2000, like 2001, like right after the PS2 launched in the States, the PlayStation 2 was having like market shortage problems because they weren't able to get all the chips they needed to manufacture more. At E3, Sega had this big, like, cube van roaming the parking lot that says, "Our condolences to Sony during their PlayStation 2 shortage," and a picture of some kid sticking her tongue out.
Is that what called Karma?
Yeah, they were just roaming around the parking lot in this cube van.
And yet, you know, one of the Sega's most acclaimed series is pretty much PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah. Well, of course, that was after their 2001 showing had to be almost canceled.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Propeller Arena got canceled because of 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of other things got canceled. Half-Life got canned. And that was...
Yeah, and then I remember that apparently Looking Glass Studios planned on a Dreamcast version of System Shock 2, and then there was this game called Deep Cover that they were working on.
Yeah, like a spy game in the Dark Engine. I really wanted that.
I never even heard of it until TTLG brought it up.
I saw the Unseen 64 post on it, and I think there was actually a magazine that kind of hinted at it, and I thought, man, spy game for the guys that made Thief? I'm sold.
Yeah.
So yeah, this right here is the final boss. It's pretty
It's the
lame.
single greatest stealth game series in existence.
Why did somebody shoot less than late final bosses? Like, oh, at least he's actually attacking you. I was thinking
Not shitty words all over the place.
I was thinking like the radius bosses or something that's there and just eventually thinking a little bit.
Man, Google image search just does not have any pictures of this truck. I know they printed a photo of it in some magazine. Like, I'm pretty sure it may have been GM back in the one.
I mean, it couldn't have been 2001, because I was actually there for that one. I was at that E3, I didn't see anything like that. So, it probably wasn't 2001.
Well, it was... Maybe it wasn't E3, but it was definitely, like, the year after the PS2 launched.
And I'm probably gonna die here.
And then, there were those really wild rumors that the shortage was because Saddam Hussein bought a bunch of them.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
Chips. And that turned out to be false.
It's a shame. I hear someone was saying only play crane games.
Oh, wait a minute, this boss ain't over yet, huh?
No, it's got 3 forms. I don't know if I can get to the last one because it's, so you can see this is
Okay,
kinda,
I found one, but it doesn't show the truck. It just shows like a print ad. And
So, is there any real difference between each ship or cosmetics?
they each get access to slightly different weapons. They all share the same green spread shot sort of weapon, but they all actually have slightly different weapons. There's like 6 weapons in total that are shared between the ships a certain way depending on where they are on the character select screen, or ship select rather.
Oh my god, the T-Fury t-shirt for today is a Mother's Day theme with the mother brand. It's quite cool. I might actually get this one.
If I have disposable income, there's all kinds of things that I would be buying.
You'll see in a minute. I got to its last form as well. Yeah, it's kind of blatant. I'll say that.
But I've got a crap ton of things on my Amazon wish list, and I really like all of them.
You know, I'm not sure if I want to buy this one handheld thing.
Alright, that's it for the evening.
Alright.
Alright.
Still think about it.
Right, so I'm closing down the stream. I don't know how many of you guys who were here at the beginning have stuck with us, but thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
I'll save a recording of this, and it'll also be saved to my stream channel in case you want to watch it. So, all right then.
If anyone's curious about where the art direction for this game came from, Google image search Burgess Shale.
Yeah,
How do
yeah.
you spell that, though?
Burgess. And then Shale is Shale.
Mike's saying, do you want to do one more game or?
I don't know. Probably not. I'm getting kind of tired, so. I think you meant try one more time to beat the final boss, but meh. I'm done, I think, so.
Like,
Alright, so
your
that's it
voice
for the stream,
sounds
guys.
so
Thanks for joining us.
calm, like in this